few swimmers going well. And it is Same, the Egyptian. Fantastic swim, caught everybody by surprise.
I don't know if I could celebrate this, honestly.
I swam in one pool actually that had bromine instead of chlorine.
What?
Bromine, Allah.
And on that note,
That's why Egyptians are funnier. That's why Egyptians are funnier. You stick to 3 plus 10. Let us do the jokes.
Got it.
He was pretty outspoken about everything.
Muhammad who?
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali Airport?
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Yeah, no, I know Muhammad Ali.
Bro, you sure this
You
guy's
just don't know
Arab?
his name when he says it in Arabic?
Muhammad Ali.
No, I didn't hear what he said.
Muhammad Ali.
No, I just heard Muhammad. I didn't hear what was after that.
And I texted him, I was like, help. I just swallowed a whole bottle of etc. to my friends on the group chat. Help me. The first thing I did when I landed, they were like, hey, can I see your passport? Yeah, come follow us.
Here in the States,
Yes.
some of the federales.
No way. Already?
It was not the Federales. They said they were not the Federales.
That's exactly what
That's what the federales say.
No.
Don't worry, we're not the federales.
Fed boys. We're not.
Turns
Nah.
out they were.
The word-
Narrator.
Athletes are a source of inspiration, and I believe it's kind of like a moral obligation, like you said. You have a platform, you use it the better way.
And after you win first in the Olympics, holding the Palestinian flag on the podium,
Yes, sir.
it's gonna change the world, man. And just like, and you've done a lot, and I think you're gonna keep doing
I hope so.
some really big things.
Habibi house. It's been a really mentally tough week for me. I've been getting death threats. People have been attacking me all week for supporting Palestine. My family goes to sleep not knowing if I'm going to wake up tomorrow, somebody's going to break in my room. And honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I should celebrate this or not. My brothers and sisters are being killed in Palestine right now. I'm praying on that just because it's the cause I'm standing for.
What episode is this? 9?
Episode 9.
Did you guys
So
already?
okay,
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Habibi House podcast, episode 9. This is the Arab American podcast, and today we have a very special guest,
Very, very, very special guest today.
all the way from Egypt.
if every guest is a very special guest, does that mean that they're just normal guests?
No, because we only bring special guests. That's
and
what
this
it
one
is.
is a very, very, very.
Yeah. Like we have to make it clear that it's
Okay.
like a very.
No, man,
Way
we
to
have-
ruin my intro. Go, try. You try this time.
No, I'm saying we have Abdurrahman Al-Arabi, who is our first athlete, number one, which is very, very like monumental, I think, and important because people like athletes. People love sports. People love hearing what y'all have to say. You guys do the work, so you're respected, and so people want to hear the psychology, the psyche, the thoughts of an athlete. And you're a very successful one, right, Atif?
Yeah, he's a very successful one. You've gone very viral recently as well.
I did, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, why? Unfortunately,
Not unfortunately. It's like, you know, when I look at this kind of like all this amount of followers that I gained, it's like I kind of want to feel good for it because like I feel like I did something good, but I didn't do it for the followers, you know?
Right.
Like if I had got 250,000 followers for winning World Cup alone, I would think like, okay, this is awesome. Like I worked for this, I put the work for this, and this is what I wanted from this. But like when I said what I said, it was not really for the followers. Like I went to bed. Yeah, I went to bed. I was like, you know, my swimming career is over. They're gonna like actually like ban me from the federation.
Had the feeling right away.
Yeah, I was talking with my friend actually on the phone. I was like, Kareem, bro, I'm either like my swimming career is gonna be like over, or like I'm gonna be probably like the most famous person in the Middle East right now.
Yeah.
Like there's no in between. What I did, cause like I knew I kind of like messed up when I looked at the stands and I saw my coach was like, oh, like.
Really? No way.
Because he's like my dad.
Okay.
And like, you know,
Yeah.
and like.
Your dad wouldn't have had that reaction though. Your dad would have been like, "Hey, I'm."
Honestly, no, because
Really?
my mom was freaking out.
I mean, yeah.
More for your safety.
parents,
rather
yeah,
than-
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, less
she
about,
she was
like-
freaking out for my safety, for like, you know, as an athlete, you don't want to get in politics or religion or all these things. You'd lose like, you know.
Unless you're like that's your thing, right? Like you
Yeah.
really lean into it.
Or unless you have like that really good foundation of followers. And
Yo,
like,
it's the Egypt's in the house.
Yeah, we got security.
We got security.
you got security.
We need someone. Securitas.
Security.
Assalamu alaikum.
Got your shirt. It doesn't fit.
Size too small. One or two sizes.
Atufa.
Not
Come sit
working?
down to me.
That's what my mom calls me.
Tufa?
Atufi.
Atufi. Tough,
Aw.
tough.
What's your nickname? Haridi? That's the nickname?
How'd
I
you
mean,
come up
no,
with where did Haridi come from?
Haridi. Have you guys seen Morgan Ahmed Morgan in the movie?
Yeah, it's like some
Of
of it.
course.
Yeah.
You said it was a goalkeeper. or
Yeah, the
something.
goalkeeper with the big ears.
Yeah.
That's how I play soccer.
Okay.
Because that's how bad I am. At
Goalkeeper?
soccer.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Yeah. So back to
So yeah, what was it? So what was it that you said when you won in your victory speech that was so controversial?
Honestly, I was just so heated. And like the guy's like, Abdurrahman, congratulations, pretty rapid swim. How do you feel about that? And I actually like just said what I felt. Like, you know, I didn't know if I could celebrate, and like it's been a really mentally tough week, and like, you know, I got like threats and like people attacking me for supporting Palestine, and it was like
before that or after that?
before that.
Oh, okay.
Before that.
So you
you-
were posting online before?
Yes.
Is that why why did you say it? Like what made you say it?
What made me support Palestine from the beginning?
No, like what made you use that platform to say that?
Honestly, I don't know. I think it's just something that just came out of the heart. You know,
It's like, because if you look at the video, it's like you were like out of breath, the adrenaline, you had
because
just
they
won.
take you
Yeah,
right
out
after
of
the race.
water,
Yes,
yeah.
like you
get out the-
if you watch the full version when like I swim and then he takes me, like I get out. You have to get out from the side, and as soon as I get out from the side, he's like, "Yo." Wait, no, first he's like, "How do I pronounce your name?" And I was like, "Abdurrahman." He's like, "I will figure it out." And then he was like, "Come here," and then he was like, "Abdurrahman, you know, yeah."
All right.
Yeah, and then like he was Australian, he did it like with a little accent. He's like, "Rapid."
Yeah, repeat.
And what did he ask you? Like, how do you feel?
Yeah, he was like, I think it was how do I feel. John, if you're watching this, thanks for the interview.
Yeah.
Shout out to John.
Shout out John, the Australian.
And then you said, I can't celebrate this because of my brothers and sisters in Palestine, what's going on to them. And that was what was so inflammatory.
Yes. Apparently that was anti-Semitic.
How do you think that's
Whoa.
inflammatory to say that you can't celebrate because there are literal people dying and they're your brothers and sisters?
Hey, calm down.
Bro, relax.
Excuse you.
That's a loaded question.
I feel a little silenced. Go ahead.
Honestly, I don't really know. I think people like what you did with the episode for can you be pro-Israeli and pro-Palestinian at the same time?
By the way, they changed the title after a day.
Really?
Yeah.
Talking
Because
about
of
the
all the
Jubilee episode, right?
backlash.
Yeah. I didn't really watch the full thing. I just watched, a couple snippets of it. But like people think that for you to celebrate Palestinians, that means you want everybody else in the world to die.
Right.
You support Palestine, you want anybody else to die. It doesn't care what religion they follow, what
Yeah.
nationality they hold. Because, in a matter of fact, Israel doesn't only have Jewish people. There are Christians living there too.
What
And
is
Muslims.
there any other cause that if you support you're considered violent? Like without questions asked, you just say shout out to X and you get a backlash besides Palestine?
I wouldn't say that much of a backlash.
Yeah, what was the reaction?
Unless you say like shout out to the KKK.
And I have an interesting segue to that because before Notre Dame, you went to Louisville, right?
Yeah.
So the airport in Louisville is named after who?
Hamad Ali Airport.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I believe that guy was pretty outspoken about certain things, right? So
He was pretty outspoken about everything.
Muhammad who?
Ali.
Hamad Ali.
Muhammad Ali Airport?
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Yeah, no, I know Muhammad Ali.
Bro, you sure this
You
guy's
just don't know
Arab?
his name when he says it in Arabic?
Muhammad Ali.
No, I
Oh,
didn't hear
you
what
mean
he said.
Muhammad Ali?
No, I just heard Muhammad. I didn't hear what was after that, but it's named after him.
Yeah.
The airport, yeah.
Muhammad Ali Airport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's from Kentucky.
He's from Louisville.
had
There's the
no
Muhammad
idea.
Ali Center.
I
there.
noticed that when we were booking your flight. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
So I think you going to Louisville, and there's just that connection, and he was so like standing on business. You know what I mean? When it came to that, he even with Islam and being against the war in Vietnam and all of that, he got a lot of backlash for it. So he's an athlete that like when they tell LeBron's, I don't know, but like when they say like shut up and dribble, or like don't shut up and swim, don't be political. I don't like, they're just trying to silence you.
Yeah, he was supposed to go to the war, and then they made him quit boxing for a couple of years. Do you look up to Muhammad Ali?
Is he one of the best athletes of all time, you think? Or who are your favorite athletes, if not him?
See, this is going to be an interesting thing, I would say. I don't really follow sports that much. I do sports, I just don't follow sports.
I can relate to that, actually.
Yeah. It's like overdoing something.
Yeah.
Do you know who Michael Phelps is?
Yeah, I do. I do.
He's that weed smoker, right?
No, Subway sandwich.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing like Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt used to smoke weed.
No, I'm
too.
just saying, like, they made such a big deal about it. Like, everyone,
Yeah, I mean, then he won like 6 gold medals or something.
I think it was his DUI that made it very controversial. Have you guys seen the Weight of Gold, the documentary? So he made a documentary about mental health.
Okay.
And he actually there are some people that it's a very powerful documentary. And one of them, I don't remember the name, but he died after he took his own life after the documentary. One of the athletes that was in the documentary,
like one of the teammates of
he was, I think he was a snowboarder, and he went to a couple of Winter Olympics. I love how Omar is just like folding in the back.
Yeah,
background.
he's doing laundry back there.
Laundry, yeah.
But in the documentary, he talked about his DUI and how like one simple mistake for an athlete or anybody that is like somehow discredits everything. Like because he got one DUI, that means we. And
was it under the influence of alcohol or weed?
I think he only talked about the influence of alcohol. Okay. So
I feel like again,
they usually give you it's for alcohol usually. Yeah.
So speaking of like the athletes and athletes speaking up and what you did, do you think that athletes have a responsibility, or is it more of a privilege for them to get to like impact social issues and speak up? Like how married do you feel to the idea of using your platform to influence? Or are they separate things?
Okay. I feel like people like athletes because they inspire people. If you ever seen, there's this movie Up in the Air where George Clooney asked the guy, he's like, why do people like athletes? And then the guy is like, because they bang bikini models. He's like, no, this is why we like athletes. And like, no, kids like athletes because they follow their dreams and they do big things and they impose a change on the society. Like this is, for example, why I talk about mental health. And me talk about mental health inspired me to talk about everything else in my life. You know, if I can talk about like the worst things that ever happened to me and like the weakest point of my life, then I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand, especially being a mental health advocate. Like you advocate for a human. You know, you put like we keep screaming like human before athlete, human before student athlete, human before doctor, human before whatever. So like it kind of came in hand in hand when I talked about, you know, civilians being killed.
Yeah. Well, we want to definitely touch on the mental health subject, but before that, let's go back to the beginning. Like, how did you, like, growing up in you're born in Egypt, right?
Yeah.
You always ask this question, going back to the beginning.
the
Let's
beginning.
start at the
The
beginning.
inception.
What day were you born and at what time?
What's your
people
horoscope?
What are you?
What's your moon rising or sun?
We need to know so I can judge you.
I actually know these.
Okay, let's go.
It's because never mind.
You're in college in America.
Never mind.
What is it?
We'll get there.
Before you tell us
what's your sign?
the entire origin story, just one last point on like the athletes. Who do you think are some of the athletes have done, like, I know you said you don't watch too much sports, but like that have made an impact socially? Like for example, I think of Ronaldo, like some of what he's been doing recently with donating to Gaza, with a lot of the solidarity that he's been. Are there any others that you can think of?
I mean, Michael Phelps has his own foundation. It's the Michael Phelps Foundation. Tiger Woods had his own foundation. I actually studied Tiger Woods Foundation this year, and it's a scandal when he apparently cheated on his wife or something like that, and then he had to rebrand. And this is again, it's like it's a messed up way to look at it. Like an athlete cheats on his wife, and you discredit even his nonprofit foundation.
Yeah.
Like if he's helping kids get in school, especially that he was targeting African American kids, I think in the area of like California, Arizona, something like that. But double check me on that. But like because he cheats on his wife, you discredit what he does, even in the nonprofit sector.
I mean, it might just seem hypocritical.
Just
You know,
hurts the brand.
you have like you do the nonprofit, but your morals are kind of gray. It's like a gray area where you start that, but then you can go cheat on your wife, and that's fine.
But nobody's a freaking angel, bro. And like we're not saints. Like the people that shit on like Tiger was shitting on his wife. They're like, look, but he's going to start a nonprofit. But at the same time, like, you know, you see, dude, even the concept of dieting and like lifting, like they tell you got to allow yourself a cheat meal.
Right.
It's called a cheat meal, even though cheating is something that we stand against. But it's just a cheat meal.
I feel like people put athletes on a pedestal, and then especially successful ones, and they expect, just like with celebrities too, they expect you to be this superhuman, and you can't make mistakes, and you do get ostracized.
And athletes put themselves there. Hence why athletes struggle so much with mental health. Like, you create this alter ego of yourself, or like you just even create this idea of yourself, like I'm unbreakable, because you have to be. And you have to like think about that to the point of like, you know, if I'm like, for example, if I'm pushing a set where like it gets me to the point that I want to throw up, or like I'm in the gym like and like I feel like quitting, but I'm like, no, I'm unbreakable. I cannot be doing this. And then it comes to the point that like even like when it messes with you mentally, and you're like, man, I'm sad, I'm tired, I'm depressed, I'm like, I think I want to kill myself, all these things, and then you're like, but I'm breakable. I'm unbreakable. I cannot be doing this.
So it's good then, the unbreakable mentality.
It's good, but again, everything is good in moderation and with balance.
You've dealt with these kind of mental health sort of issues?
100%.
Yeah,
if you do 3-minute research about.
No, we're gonna get into that. We have a whole segment about that. Yeah, Altaf doesn't do too much research.
No, I just like to show up.
I bet. Dude, I'm kind of like that too, honestly.
Really?
I mean, it's, you know, I want to know who you are like as a person.
Just say you're lazy.
Honestly, they called you out. They called
I'm
you out.
I'm busy.
But again,
busy.
I can.
I'll give.
Dude,
I'll give
cannot.
him. He is busy. He's a busy man.
We're not busy though.
Yeah, I cannot.
He's
I
an
cannot shit on
influencer.
him.
He has the most followers out of us, so he gets away with a bit more than we do.
Okay.
This guy brought up followers.
But
Thank
listen,
you. I appreciate it.
what about Kyrie Irving? Have you guys been seeing some of the stuff Kyrie? He did the interview in the Kufiya, one of the press conferences. I thought that was pretty sick. You know, he's putting on for us.
What was that?
Kyrie Irving, the basketball. He's a basketball.
Basketball, it's like when you throw
I
the ball.
saw the video,
in the
but
hoop.
again, I don't
Follow
follow
too much. Yeah.
I don't follow. I follow cooking channels. That's what that's my shit.
Nice.
Who's the best cooking channel?
Man, Gordon Ramsay. Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Idiot sandwich.
What are you, idiot sandwich? Hollandaise sauce. Where the lab sauce?
Okay, last question on this point before we move on like the comment that you made. Did you get, I know you said you didn't do it for the recognition, but can you tell us a bit about the recognition that you received? Like, did you have Middle Arab, news stations reach out to you, want to get interviews with you? Did you have people reach out for statements? Besides the negative backlash, what was some of the positive backlash?
There was a lot of positive backlash. Okay. I mean, I don't think we would call it backlash.
I don't know if that's the word.
Yeah.
Positive feedback.
There was a lot of positive. Like,
Tell us about it.
Dude, my favorite artist, or not, follow me on Instagram. Like my favorite Wegs is
Gordon Ramsay, your favorite artist?
Unfortunately not.
Who are you talking about?
Yeah. Guy Fieri, at least. Come on.
Lil Baby?
No, Flavor Town.
Little Baby not. Like I remember there was one day they were like, somebody was like, dude, Jess Williams just posted you on your story. I'm like, who the fuck?
Grey's Anatomy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
McSteamy or one of those guys. I don't know.
No. Like it was mainly
McDreamy.
people in Egypt. Singers, rappers.
Drop some names for us.
Marwan Musa, Wigs. Dude, Marwan Musa FaceTimed me one day when I was in Budapest. He was like, dude, me and the boys want to say hi. And I actually, and I talked to them. It was really awesome. Ahmed Kamel. Who else? I think a good amount of people follow me. There was some newspaper that reached out and wanted to do interviews. Some of them even were like, yeah, we'll pay you. But then honestly, again, I felt like if I did it for that, because dude, I was kind of like low key freaking out. I was telling my coach, like, I feel like imposter syndrome. Like, I feel like I'm getting too much praise for something that I kind of did not do.
Yeah, like I just said what was supposed
I said
to
what?
be said.
Yeah, I did not plan it, nothing at all.
Yeah.
So, and then it was kind of like the imposter syndrome for me. I was like, dude, like I'm getting too much love. Like y'all gotta chill.
Right. Yeah.
People got to realize. I mean, you're still basically a college student. You're young. Like, how old are you?
Yes, I'm 23 years old.
Yeah. So people think that. I mean, you look like you're like older than
I
all
know.
of us. So you know.
No. The other day I posted a poll. I was like, how old do you guys think I am? I'm like 32, 23.
3
Dude,
kids.
75% of the votes was 32. I'm like,
wow.
what the fuck? Did I look that old? And then like all these people are playing. There's like no way you're younger than me. I'm like, no,
When
I'm
did
still
you
23.
first start shaving? Come on, be honest.
When I was 12, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I voted 32.
You voted 32?
Yeah, you're not 32.
I'm still 23.
I'm messing.
Dude, honestly, Notre Dame was they gave me as much support as I needed, honestly, at that time. I remember I went to meet with Mr. Jack Swarback. He's the vice president of Notre Dame. And that was right before I went to Greece for World Cup. And my coach has been getting emails at the time, like from people around the country, if you don't do something about this anti-Semitic athlete, we will. And like people like tagging me and him on like stories and saying that I support terrorism and the killing of innocents and all these things. And then we went to his office. I showed him everything that I posted. And at the time, I didn't post anything like super controversial. I was like still on that like nuanced, I want all lives matter,
What they don't.
No, all lives matter. All
It was
lives matter.
before the genocide started escalating, you're saying.
Yeah,
It was in the
yeah.
beginning phases when everyone was kind of like being
Like
a
this
bit
is
more-
bad, but like come on, we need it to stop. But after that, we were like, this is really messed up.
Right.
We need to stop this immediately.
Yeah.
But then he was like, all I said at the time, I was like, I posted that there's a disparity of opinion.
discrepancy, yeah.
Disparity
In what?
in like opinion. Like for example, like you can support Ukraine versus Russia, but this is amazing. Yeah, this is amazing. They are heroes for protecting themselves or like whatever it is.
Freedom fighters versus terrorists.
Yeah, but then when you have Palestinians, and even then I was not even just like supporting the idea of like freedom fighters.
Right.
I was just these people cannot die.
The civilians.
Yeah, civilians cannot die. Under no circumstances. And
Seems like a very rational, level-headed take.
yeah, and then the second, and then the other thing that I posted was just a tally from the United Nations. Like this is the same numbers that Israel would use to like say that they are being killed and and I was like, these are the only things that I posted. And he was like, I have supported athletes kneeling down for national anthem. I've supported athletes fighting for Black Lives Matter. I've supported athletes that fight for LGBTQ rights. I cannot come here and be like, no, this is where I draw the line. You have a right to use your voice. So use it as long as you believe this is the good cause.
This is your coach talking?
No, this is the vice president of the University of Notre Dame.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah, he was like, if as long as you're doing the right thing, and I would really advise you to make good decisions, but as long as you're doing the right things and supporting good causes, you will have my support.
There was a negative backlash too, right?
Yeah. Dude, the Israel Swimming Federation, I think they sent like 4 official complaints to the
Really?
International Federation. Yeah.
Losers.
Do they also tie brakes to Palestinians' feet when they compete?
Breaks.
Yeah, I feel like that would be like
That's a good way to train, right? It's like it's
Resistance.
resistance
Yeah,
training.
exactly.
Good.
Resistance training.
Existence is resistance.
But no, anyway, so
Shut up and swim.
shut up and dribble. Shut up and
Yeah.
what is it? Streamline.
Yeah, shut up and streamline.
Yeah,
I guess.
shut up
no,
and
I
d-
think
shut up
no.
and
It
dive.
was shut up and swim. It was on one of the articles. It was like, you should not have gotten yourself into this if you don't want to deal with the backlash. Because I was like, I mean, the title was Abdurrahman Arabi criticizing the backlash he got, and then the comments were like, well, if you don't like it, then you shouldn't have spoken about it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I can't believe
Can't win.
you can't say I can't celebrate because my brothers and sisters in Palestine are dying, and that's a controversial statement. I literally can't, bro. If you shoot me, there's no way it's my fault. I got shot. You know what I'm saying?
Unless you're the American media, then you can figure it out. But
kind
anyway,
of, yeah.
so
like
again, you were
somebody
born.
raped somebody, and then they were like, what was she wearing?
What was she wearing? Yeah, exactly.
That's basically the but Hamas argument. Yeah. What were they wearing?
But
They were
honestly,
wearing flip flops.
At least they weren't wearing diapers. That's for
They
sure.
were wearing fake Gucci and shahatas.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like,
Bro,
Pampers?
you know that shit is real. though,
Pampers?
right? All right. So born in Egypt.
Yes,
Right.
born and raised.
How long did he live there before moving?
Until I was 18, and then I came to University of Louisville. And then I redshirted my first year. Yeah, I was recruited while I was in Argentina actually for Youth Olympics. And I get off the podium, and then coach comes up. He's like, "Hey, do you want to pursue your collegiate and academic career in University of Louisville?" And I'm like,
Damn, recruited in Argentina.
"Yeah." And I was
To
like,
go to the
I was
US.
like, "What the hell is that?" And he was like, "It's in Kentucky." And I was like,
What's that?
Like the chicken?
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, that's not something made up. It's like, no, like, it's to stay. And I'm like, I
I love chicken.
I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Wow.
There's a lot of KFCs in Egypt too.
Yeah. Not anymore, though. We
He
don't
nodded
eat-
his head so aggressively. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, they're under the boycott now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Colonels boycotted too.
Fortunately, cool.
Unfortunately.
Dude, he's so good. It's the best fried chicken ever. You can't argue with
No,
me.
Popeyes.
You're talking about the best fried chicken fast food chain, not
Yes.
like in general.
I mean, where else would you go? For
This guy's like,
You
there's a
gotta-
place on Third.
Yeah, like right outside. Like literally, we just came from one.
You don't go to fine
Roscoe's,
dining
bro.
and be like, can I get the chicken nuggets and fries?
Yeah, you're right. We gotta take you to Cane's on now that you're on the west side.
Raising Cane's, have you had it?
Yes, we have Raising Cane's.
So you guys have it over there. Okay. You don't like it? You don't like it?
No,
Cane's?
I like Cane's. I like Cane's.
KFC.
No, okay. KFC in the Middle East is so much
It's
better than
different.
KFC here.
It's
100%.
Yes.
Every fast food in the Middle
Like,
East.
dude, when yeah, exactly. He knows. Dude, we went to Saudi. Wait, dude,
What do you mean by that?
because he's from. Because he has spent much stuff.
you know, the boys gotta eat.
He goes,
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? What you mean, my boy? What you mean, my boy?
Oh yeah. Different story.
No, McDonald's Europe is better than McDonald's Middle
well, they
East.
charge you for ketchup in Europe.
I had McDonald's Europe once in like 2000, like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
No, dude, I had it
Same.
20. Up to this point, I cannot forget the Big Mac I had in Spain, 2018. It was
Smack
it was
it.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was
Time and date.
unbelievable. It was unbelievable, bro. It was
Oh,
probably
yeah.
the best Big Mac I've ever had in my life.
Yeah. That's how I feel about the ones in Jordan, dude. Like it's just basically the bottom line is the ones in America suck compared to
I
the
will
rest of
say,
them.
like in Paris, for example, the McDonald's is like a actual really nice looking restaurant and stuff. Like they have a
Croissant.
croissant.
They have a croissant burger in Paris.
Yeah.
That would be nasty.
Called a Royale.
That would clog my arteries in the third bite.
Yeah, literally. Yeah,
Croissants are
but
good.
it's a real thing. Like Middle East restaurants, fast food are definitely way better. Burger
Like-
King too.
Burger King?
No,
Dude, I
no.
have really bad experience with
chicken
Burger
Royale.
King.
I
I'm
don't-
not gonna lie.
The Burger King I
Yeah,
had in
I stopped-
Lebanon
yeah.
was not it. I'm not gonna lie. The
Did you shit
McDonald's,
yourself too?
huh? It just wasn't good. I feel like nobody was coming to it, so the food was just bad. McDonald's like slapped every time. I'm not gonna lie. KFC, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of mid in Lebanon, and it's like it's
KFC
like
in Saudi
American
Arabia was
prices
really
too.
good.
Oh,
KFC
okay.
in Saudi Arabia was really good.
You ever had that big?
Yes. Yes.
I've
Yes.
heard about
See,
this one.
you got offended, but you got so excited when he said the big. You got. Honestly, yeah.
El Big has like
about to pull the mic off.
what was the name of the nuggets? Misahab. I love how this turned into like a
Food
critic.
I mean, he
See,
is,
I got you guys. I got you hooked on the
Yeah.
food. I'm telling you.
Food is the best.
I mean, we just got some food right down the street right before this, so that was It was pretty good.
How was it?
It was all right. He's a little salty, right?
It was really salty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have went to In-N-Out.
I mean,
Yeah.
It was right next to the airport.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, but you have
Yeah.
you have
But,
had-
but,
Well,
but,
what? I don't get it.
but Giga said took 17 hours to come get me, so.
yo, LA traffic, man.
Of course.
he's never late usually, so I'm surprised, dude.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have even got picked up.
Bro.
So,
No,
yeah.
I would have just Ubered, honestly.
It's not that far,
What,
right?
what is an Uber in LA? Like $74?
Okay,
just
so
to get here?
again, so I told you
Expensive.
I told you the life hack. So never Uber from LAX.
True.
Always do what you just did. You take the shuttle to the hotel and then Uber from the hotel. It's
Okay.
like half as expensive.
Or you call a friend
Yeah.
and give him gas money. Shout out my boy Talal. Last 2 times he picked me up from the airport. I got him food and gas. Don't gotta pay the Uber.
Right.
Not gonna pay no $30 Uber. You know,
Yeah.
$10 for food, $20 for gas.
Last 2 times, but last 10 times.
bro. Yeah, honestly. shout out to you. 100%.
Shout out to you back, bro.
Hey, I feel give you a quarter tank and a In-N-Out burger.
Yeah.
That's the deal.
So how did you get into swimming?
I have ADHD.
Wait, me
okay.
too.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I can tell.
Hey, let's go.
Real recognized.
I told you, Mom. I wasn't
told you.
lying.
My mom thinks I don't have it, but I'm like,
My mom knew I had it, but she never let me like go on like the medicine for it when I was
I mean,
young.
I never
Probably a
took
good idea.
medicine for it. My sister did take medicine for it, but I never did, honestly.
how do you know? How did you know that you had it?
I mean, it was pretty obvious. I get kicked out of class every day for talking and like making like a lot of trouble. Could not like sit still.
شاغب.
بالظبط مشاغب. And then my mom took me. Honestly, I'm really thankful for my mom. Like she's really open about mental health and like she's like educated. She thinks of it as important as physical health. And she took me.
That's rare, right? In an Arab.
Honestly, yeah, it is.
Do you get offended when somebody like I feel like ADD and ADHD and a lot of OCD and all these acronyms get overused a lot too. Do you see that like especially in college, people are taking Vyvanse and Ritalin and stuff
Adderall
and
and all these
Adderall
guys.
to like study and stuff. So
I feel like everyone has
is
ADD.
you think it's abused? Like people just say, "Oh, I have ADD." Like I don't know. I just feel like people say that all the time.
I think yes, there has to be a balance for it. If you need it, then you need it. If you don't, then you know. But like you have, it's your own mental health and like it's your own brain. Nobody really can tell. Like you have to be your own judge and you have to be honest with yourself. Like, do I really need to take Adderall, to study all year long, or is it just finals time, or or is it? I don't know what it would be.
Right. So you're saying that you kind of took a path that was more like in working out or like in training that kind of focused you.
The idea for the doctor's idea at the time when I was learning to swim, she was like, I think doing any kind of sport will wear him out. And then my mom was like, well, I've always liked swimming, so I'll just make him go learn swimming. And
Your
then,
mom liked swimming. Or
yeah,
you liked
I mean, she did not swim professionally or like even she just knew how to swim, and she was like, yeah, I'll just take him to swim, almost every day, and like it'll just wear him out, so he's more calm in class. But it didn't really work out.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You
I
still
got
have-
better in swimming though.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that worked out.
Nice.
Yeah. And so, did you enjoy it right away, or like right off the bat?
Absolutely the fuck not.
No, right?
I hated every minute
Yeah,
of it. I'm
yeah.
telling you that. And I was also not good until I was like 15 or even, like
Did you like grow or something at that
Growth
time?
spurt. What?
trying to think.
What changed?
So like a lot of the good swimmers are like really tall. So
No, I mean I was not like short or anything. I was just not good. And then I mean it kind of like progressed, I would say. It was a progression. I did a lot of learning. And I joined the national team when I was 17 years old. And yeah, from then it kind of like I would say like a kind of near goal, and I achieve it, and then I'm like, all right, what's next?
Is that when you started enjoying it more? Is when you got better at it, or when did you start enjoying it? Do you enjoy it?
Right now, I'm in between. Not gonna lie. Like I'm at this point where like, okay, I like swimming, and I can do this for free, but at the same time, I'm an athlete. I want to make money off it, but I can't.
Because you're in college.
First, because I'm an international student athlete. I'm on an F1 visa, so I cannot
Have a job. You can't have a job. Basically.
I mean, I can
Can't
have,
get paid.
Well, I can get paid if it's something related to my, my major, which is nonprofit.
Okay.
You're not profiting this year.
Great choice. But you can't get paid as an athlete like the other athletes.
In the U.S., no.
Really?
Like, I would see all these people making NIL deals, and, like, with all due respect, they don't know anything about swimming. They haven't done anything for swimming either.
Wow.
You know? And, like, with all due respect, I won ACCs, I won NCAAs, and I cannot make a single dollar off it.
Wild.
And, like, again, it's
I'll
because
give you my bank account and maybe we could work.
you can own my Instagram. Just kidding.
You can't even do like a brand deal or something.
No, I can't.
Not even like Instagram. Damn.
Nothing. I cannot even put my tax info to get compensated for Instagram views or bonuses or gifts or any of these things. No, I can't.
way.
I just can't.
That's not really work. I know you're not supposed to work, but that's not exactly work. Is it?
Yeah.
They consider it work.
Yeah, because like when you fill out that on Instagram or like on Meta, it says, "Are you a citizen?" I cannot be lying and be like, "Yes." No, you gotta say no, because it's like, especially now, I'm like,
Time to find a white girl to get married to. Let's go.
Do you ever want to be a citizen?
honestly, I feel like it would help in a lot of things, but at the same time, like, I applied for a green card and I got refused, and then at this point, I was like, you know what? It is what it is at this point.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
my mom is like, you gotta try again. You gotta like find another lawyer. But then I'm like, I'm a believer that God has a plan for me. So if I'm meant to be a billionaire, I'll be a billionaire tomorrow. If it's meant to me, if it's meant for me to be tomorrow, a billionaire.
Right.
Whether it's in the U.S., Egypt, Middle East,
Yeah.
dude, even in, I don't know, in Antarctica,
Yeah. Back in Argentina, maybe.
back in Argentina.
We'll
And
say.
isn't it college athletes until recently they couldn't get paid at all? Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, there is this guy. He swims for Arizona State. His name is Grant House. He sued the NCAAs for that, and it's gonna be a class. Yeah, it's gonna be a class action, and every athlete that played in the NCAAs will get money from NCAAs
Like from the
In
past?
arrears? Oh wow.
from a very long time. Like, dude,
They've been making money off these guys for so long.
yes,
And
and
you
it's
can't
gonna be
even-
all sports.
Even the coach, like you would see, like Nick Saban was making like $3-4 million.
He tried to like
Alabama.
help. Like I mean, there's some people that got in trouble for
Well, yeah, he'd be
helping
like,
their students out and giving them some
Yeah.
money for their mom or something. Like these kids can't make anything. They're like world class athletes
and they're
in
eating
college.
and they're eating ramen. You know what I mean?
And I feel like people watch college sports here like almost as much, if not more, sometimes than regular sports. So it's like for you to not get paid off such a big industry is really bullshit.
Because you can relate to it.
Yeah.
You know, your son goes to college, or like his friend is in the NCAAs, or like, you know, even if it's on, I don't know, if you're from a small town and somebody like, especially in an individual sport, you know, somebody is good at like pole vaulting, and like somehow they make it to like Texas A&M, they become the best pole vaulter in the country, and like, oh my God, I went to high school with him.
Yeah.
And like everybody gets excited.
For sure. Yeah. Kind of sucks because we don't have that in the Middle East, like that structure of progressing in your sport from high school
Just the
to
professionals.
college to professional. Even the professionals, like,
Yeah, you have to be lucky, honestly, kind of like to make it out.
yeah.
Like I cannot. I'm thankful. Yeah. I like kind of like made it, you know, this far. I don't know if I would have made it in Egypt. I would like to believe that I would have.
Yeah.
Because I have like a good established system back there. Like I have coaches that care for me. Like I said, he's like my dad. Even his assistants. No, not Gig Assad. But like I said earlier, he's like kind of like my dad.
Yeah.
So if you were to swim, you swim for Egypt basically.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
I want to talk
Is that how
more
that works?
about
Like,
that
in the-
later,
yeah.
like sports in the Middle East versus here, but I think I said one.
No, I'm just saying, like if you made it to the Olympics, you would swim for Egypt.
Yeah.
Instead of this. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how-
'Cause
Or
I'm-
could you
I'm-
choose? You couldn't
Can
choose.
you even swim for America?
I mean, if I become a citizen and then like,
Yeah.
And they'll be like, yeah, you could be
Oh,
a citizen.
yeah. He's one of the good ones.
He's-
give him the green card.
He's like, if he's gonna win.
nah, I think the rule is like you also have to like live in the country for like 2 years straight, which I've been doing it for a while now.
Right.
Oh, so
Anyway.
like if you travel at all internationally, you can't. It'll break the.
I think so.
Okay, wow.
I think so.
Interesting.
It's an international federation rule.
Yeah. Yeah, but
When's the next Olympics?
24.
2024.
It's also a leap year. I just realized. That somebody was giving me like a appointment. They were like February 29th. I was like, what?
How was that possible?
And they're like, oh yeah, it's a leap year. But
When was the last leap year?
it's every 4
2020?
years. Yeah.
Okay.
We weren't really paying attention.
Yeah,
that
not
year.
really.
Honestly.
Everything was a blur.
Dude,
for the past.
okay.
It was just starting.
Hot take. I had the most fun when COVID was around.
oh yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Why?
There was no traffic
Well,
in LA.
okay,
2020.
There was no traffic in LA. That was great.
Where were you?
2020.
First of all, you were
no.
like what, 19 at the time?
I was 20.
Okay.
I was 20. I see
Yeah,
where you go.
yeah, yeah.
I see where you go.
So
You were 20 in 2020,
you're
Yes.
a teen.
and your vision is 2020.
Yeah.
Nice.
Actually, no. I think one of them is like kind of messed up a little bit from
same.
the
From all the
chlorine.
chlorine.
Oh yeah.
So wait,
man.
what were you doing during the pandemic?
Man, I caught the last flight going to Egypt. I was like, it was the last flight. It was it was from London to Cairo, and that was like the last flight. Like, what was it? طيران مدني اسمه ايه بالانجليزي?
Translator.
Minister of Aviation.
Civic aviation, civilian, whatever it is. Domestic.
I'm saying it in
domestic.
Arabic.
That means it's
قول
society.
بالعربي like
Yeah, وزير الطيران المدني كان هو الطيار بتاع الايربلين دي اللي نزلت كايرو. It was the last one because that's how dangerous it was.
So you would have been stuck in England, for example? If you
I don't
were-
think so, honestly. Like that would be so stupid. I don't have a visa for this country. Like, come on,
Right.
just let me go home.
Yeah.
Stuck in the airport for
And then everything was
On your Tom
closed.
Hanks
the
shit.
terminal.
Yeah. And then everything was closed. So like I didn't really have to practice, and then everybody else did not practice just like me. So I was like, I did not really
Bad
feel bad
influence.
about it.
Yeah.
I didn't really feel bad about it. And I just man, I had just fun with my family. Every day I went to see my grandpa, my grandma.
Yeah.
Hung out with my sister and my mom.
Was COVID bad in Egypt? Like, did you hear?
I feel like people didn't care probably.
Yeah.
Right now.
No, I mean,
Nah,
it's
they
not
don't
about
care.
caring or not. It's just about how, like, were there
How
a lot of
bad
sick
it
people?
was?
Did
I mean, it
get-
depends. Like, how do you really look at? Because I know a lot of sick people that just did not get tested or like reported or anything. So that's I think we're all out of the tally.
Yeah, I think it just
Yeah.
What was the
stronger out there.
Were the
you
law?
know?
Were the laws
Yeah,
pretty
المناعة
strict?
هناك صحيح.
I mean, there was what do you call it when people cannot walk in the street after a certain
Curfew?
time? Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
curfew. There was a curfew, and yeah. But then here's the funny part: if you're like a journalist, somebody that works in like in the national media, or like you're a lawyer, a doctor, you're exempt.
Essential.
So then, yeah, so
Essential
that-
worker or something?
yeah. Basically, they were kind of essential work. So like, if you had a friend that works as a TV presenter in the national TV, and like you want to get a ride, or you guys all want to go hang out somewhere, you take that friend.
The journalist.
Yeah,
hilarious.
or like you go hang
Get out of
out,
the
you
jail
go hang
card.
out with the doctors, or like you'd see like 5 doctors. Like with hookahs in front of, like in the street, and then you're like,
That's the
dude,
most
you're
Arab
not.
thing.
Yeah, you're like, dude, you're not saving humanity. You're just using your job as a doctor to go hang out with the boys.
That's funny. That's
I was in Egypt a couple years ago. It was right before the pandemic, and it was amazing. Koshari was so
Koshari.
good.
Abu Tariq. Oh, Abu
What?
Tariq. Oh,
What is that?
yeah. It's in downtown. It's close to my
Here?
house. No,
yeah, here.
Abu Tariq in downtown LA. Honestly,
Yo.
that would be amazing.
That's what I'm down. Wait, where is it?
I'm sure we can find a
Cairo?
Cairo.
Down Cairo.
We gotta take him. We gotta.
Cairo.
I'm 29.
Wait, what?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, we'll go.
Yeah,
We'll fly out. We'll fly out to Egypt. Muhammad Salah.
Yeah, I used to
Salah.
go to Egypt all the time, man. Every summer I used to go. Yeah, wallahi. Yeah, Sahel too, for sure, bro.
Dude, I've
For
been to
sure.
Sahel once.
Yeah,
And
he
it
said
was-
he doesn't go.
Yeah, I don't go.
Why?
It's so overrated. And
is
like,
it?
No, it's
and
not.
now,
It's fun,
dude, now
bro.
everybody's just naked, drinking, doing drugs, and it's
They've
like,
been for since a long time.
see, but I didn't know about it then. Now I know, so I don't even want to go.
Yeah, we
And,
were
I,
kids,
and, I,
we
al-
didn't-
and I always had practice.
Oh yeah. Right.
Yeah, I was such a loser, bro.
I mean, just now when you said like, oh, I didn't have to practice for 6 months. I got to hang out with my family.
Not even 6 months, dude. It was 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah, it was the best time of my life.
It just made me realize that like you have that thing on top of your head, like you constantly have to do. And then you got that breath of relief. Again, you're a legitimate high level elite athlete. So yeah, life isn't just regular. Yeah.
I wish it was just sunshines and rainbows.
Yeah, right. But no, speaking of Egyptian food, we got to take you guys to, there's a place on Sunset, at Layali. We got to take them to Layali.
This episode is sponsored by
My auntie over there,
if you want-
Tant over there and her family run the place. It's kushari, macaroni bechamel, اللي انت عايزه.
I promised them something like
Yeah, well,
shawarma
after
or
this we'll
something.
go.
down,
Yeah, we'll
honestly.
go. They have shawarma, kebab. كيفك.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, but
100%.
did you want to go back to the basics?
I mean, we pretty much covered your life from the beginning until 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta leave pretty soon.
Oh, we got an hour left.
Yeah, but I thought it was from like 8 to 10.
You got a date or something?
No, I mean
What's
have.
more important than this? So Atif,
Atif, you got way bigger, bro. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, bro, I've been drinking my protein.
Yeah.
how do you guys know each other?
Me and Haridi?
Yeah.
How?
I think. When NCAA's allowed NIL athletes, like athletes to get paid by NIL, he had Kemet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had Kemet, and he was looking for athletes to like.
Wait, what's commit?
It's a clothing brand that I had.
Oh, okay.
Just on pause now.
Got it.
Yeah.
And you wanted someone to represent the brand.
Yeah,
Got it.
but then the international office at University of Louisville was like, hey, by the way, even though people can make money off it, you still can't. I was like, this is the most bullshit. I was like, so everybody can, but I can't.
So you kind of went into nonprofit as like a trauma response.
But then, yeah, this is how we got, like, we followed each other, and then I think one day we just went to lift with each other. And then we just been friends.
With him?
Yeah. He was not lifting that heavy.
Did he take like 3 45-pound plates and just carry them like this?
Like right shoulder.
Right with his feet.
No, bro, he's actually pretty strong, bro. MashaAllah.
I mean, yeah.
Did you ever used to watch battle rap?
No.
You know Disaster?
No.
He's a Lebanese battle rapper that we just had on as the previous guest. He's surprised. It's funny how everything kind of worked out where our 2 guests ago, we surprised him with the guest, and it was like one of his people that he's watched.
Big Diz. You're live on air, bro. We're in the Habibi House podcast right now. We got Abdurrahman Al-Arabi, Haridi, one of the best swimmers in the world here. You know what it is. You know what it is. Yeah, man. He filmed the last episode. It was Disaster. We just did his episode. One of the best battle rappers in the world. But let me holla at you after, bro. Got you. We can get into the mental health because I do want to hear, or should we talk about?
Good segue to the mental. I mean,
Yeah.
we mentioned it a lot. You know, the ADHD. You've been outspoken about it. Like, what made you, like, other than just like having certain mental health issues, did you feel like it just was something that you needed to like talk about? You felt like you had a, duty to talk about it using your platform?
I mean, I think there's like 2 main reasons for it. The first is I'm a believer in like being the change that you want to see. I wanted this to not be like a taboo subject, You break your arm, you don't see anybody like, oh, Talal broke his arm.
Right.
No, Talal broke his arm. That's why he's not here. Yeah. But then when it's like, oh, Haridi wanted to try to kill himself. That's why he's in hospital. It's like, he's having issues. Like, what do you mean having issues? Like erectile dysfunction. Like, why isn't he here? And then
Yes.
But then it's like it's not. I didn't want it to be that taboo. And
Right.
And I'll say this honestly: the most inspiring person that inspired me to talk about my illness, outspoken like that, is my sister. My sister has diabetes, and like
type 1, type 2.
I think type 2.
So she wasn't born with it.
She was not born with that. And you usually like back in the day, my dad would like turn around to take his insulin shot, or like
Your dad had diabetes too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like I had this classmate that like when it's time to take his shot, he would like go to the back of the class and like hide from everybody. My sister, dude, the most badass shit I've ever seen in my life. We'd be like in a cafe or in a restaurant. She like rolls like the chair back, you know, pulls out the insulin shot, stabs herself in the knee with it,
Total
takes
G.
it back
Damn.
while she's having a conversation with people. And
That's
I'm
sick.
like, if she can do that, I can.
Yeah. Is she
I
older-
raised
she's
her.
older than you?
No, she's younger.
Oh,
I was
she's
like, I
younger.
raised
Raised
her. I
her.
can do that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And then I was like, you know what, I'll just do it. So it was also like kind of a impulsive decision. The first time I ever talked about my mental health, there was a movement in my school called Cards All In. And then they were like, we're highlighting stories around campus, and we think yours is like kind of the most powerful at this point because we saw you go into the ER to get revived. And
This is which campus is this?
University of Louisville. Okay. My suicide attempt was March 12, 2022.
We'll get into that. I
Yeah.
think, a little bit more.
But then in May, it was Mental Health Awareness Month, and it was the start of the movement. And then they were like, if you want to talk about it, you know, send this person an email, and they will put like an infographic about it. And they'll get it back to you, and you post it. And I like sat down in my room. I did not really think what to say or something. And it kind of like the words just flew. I remember what I said is, you can not only lose sight in your, I think you can also lose sight in your heart. And I lost sight that night. I lost vision that night through all the darkness. Blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah, it was in the. I feel like it was one of the interviews that you did that you quoted that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And like I said, but thankfully, like there was a part of my heart that gained the vision through the darkness, and hence while it was beating its last beats. And then the feedback I got from my friends was honestly pretty good. And then I sat down in my room. I was like, do I post it? Do I not post it? Blah, blah, all these things. And then I remember I woke up the next morning. I posted it, and then I went back to sleep. I was like, fuck, again, I'm a very impulsive person. And then, honestly, like, I got a really good feedback. And the feedback that I liked the most is not like, hey, we're proud of you. It was more of like, I felt the same way, and I was so afraid to talk about it. And then I was like, shit, like this is real. There's a lot of people around us that suffer from these things, and they never get a chance, and like they're always so scared. Yeah, they're always scared to say anything about it.
Yeah, man. No, man. It takes a lot of courage to speak up on something like that because, like you mentioned, there is a lot of stigma. There's a lot of judgment.
Especially men, especially Arab men.
Especially Arab men, athletes.
The trifecta.
The superhero.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're saying like your dad would hide, and is it because he was just? Do you feel ashamed in like Arab culture, or just as a man? Like, why do you think he? I feel like in Arab, like, like when you mention a therapist, for example, in the Middle East, people like laugh it off.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's there's still a lot of.
I mean, my grandma,
education
my grandma used to get mad at my mom for telling people that I go to a therapist.
generational thing for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Why do you think
I
it
love
is?
my grandma to death. I'm sure she loves me to death. My grandma will take a bullet for me, but it's just a generational thing. She thinks it's like bad. Yeah.
Why do you think that is in our culture?
I honestly don't know. I think it's kind of related to religion. That you can just pray depression
Salli
off.
al Nabi.
Oh, Salah and Nabi, everything is
Yeah,
gonna be good.
honestly,
Which
so.
honestly, it works. It works.
It helps.
But here's the thing that people don't understand. Like it's the same as physical health. If I have diabetes, I cannot drink as much sugary stuff and eat as much sugary stuff as I want and be like, أنا أصلي على النبي كل حاجة تبقى زي الفل.
أيوة.
كل حاجة تبقى زي الفل.
صح.
If I got heart problems, I cannot be like smoking a cigarette, be like يا رب اشفيني من
Yeah, من
ايا كان اللي عندي بقى يلا الحمد لله.
yeah.
It's the same thing. You pray to God. You ask God to help you out, during those dark times, but you also go to your therapist, you take your meds, you take all these things. Absolutely. It's you take matter in your own hands.
Yeah.
It's your responsibility. At the end of the day, it's your health.
For sure.
Whether it's mental or physical, it's your health.
Yeah.
And you gotta take responsibility for it.
100%.
Is there like a moment in your life that you kind of felt like, are you diagnosed with like depression or anxiety or anything like that, like clinically?
Yeah. I was diagnosed. I don't know if I'm still diagnosed. I graduated from my psychiatrist.
So when did you feel that way? Like early, like super young, as a kid?
I think after my dad died, I was really depressed. I was really lost.
When was it?
I was 10 years old, so it was kind of like going into my teen years. There was not really somebody that I would follow their steps. I mean, there was my mom. My mom did an amazing job raising me and my sister. She did everything she can. I love her to death, but at the same time, like, it's better to have a father figure. Like somebody hit me up in school. Like, what do I do? Your mom would be like, you know what? Just avoid them. Go talk to the teacher. Your dad would be like, beat the shit out of them, and then go talk to the teacher.
Right. Yeah.
It's these things that like very nuanced that will make a difference.
Especially as a boy growing into a man, like the example of a man is pretty important.
Yeah, like who do you take as an example? You cannot be like, I'm gonna take a celebrity, or
right?
Like, I don't know anything about this guy.
Yeah.
But like when it's your dad, you can go for them for advice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I can kind of relate to that because, alhamdulillah, my dad is alive and everything, but my parents got divorced at a young age, right before I was going into my like basically.
Yeah.
So right as I was about to mature. So I also kind of grew up in a different country than him, basically my whole life. So you kind of don't know what you're missing though, in a way sometimes, until later you find out like, oh, okay, I didn't have that example of. But I'm still personally unpacking like the effects that it has on me, to grow up with that.
I don't think I'm really missing anything. My mom gave me everything.
And that's what I feel, but it's like I'm sure there's somewhere
some
deep
underlying,
down. I mean,
trauma or something.
I mean, there's definitely obviously a well-rounded family is the best ideal situation that everybody looks for, But if it's not, I think it was meant to be that way.
Right.
Who would have known if my mom and dad, if they did not agree and they were divorced, would that be better than if when he died? You never know.
You can't tell.
Yeah, you can't tell.
But you said you do think it might have had an impact on your diagnosis.
I think when I was in a depressive state, and like when I was like 12, 13, 15, this area, it was like, I think it had something to do with the idea of like me not having a father figure, not knowing how to like figure out life, what's going on in life, all these things.
Gotta get your posture right, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But no, I mean, no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so like, a lot of the times, even if your father's still alive and you don't, agree with him, let's say you fight with him, or he's divorced, or like your parents are divorced and you have a chip on you. Like, did you find there was moments possibly that you were kind of just mad at life that like your dad was taken away from you, and did you use that in sports by any chance?
How did it impact like your?
Did you have like a chip on your shoulder that this was like how your life was?
I don't think it was more of, I did have a chip on my shoulder, I've always thought, my mom made me work for stuff, like, remember our first national title, I won it in a Speedo. Everybody had the fancy tech suits, and like, she did not see a point of it. And then I won in a Speedo, and then she was like, okay, I'll get you a tech suit. And then she was like, but you get one.
Yeah.
One. And I was like, Mom, like, I'll need to have one every, like almost every meet. And then she was like, no, you get one for now. And like, she made me work through two things. So like, I could get the feeling of like, I have to work to earn stuff. Things are not just given out to you. So like, it was that, I think that was the chip on my shoulder at the time of like, okay, my mom is doing a lot of things for me, and I need to do well to earn more and like, give back kind of way, kind of to her.
So she raised you right. You weren't spoiled or got everything.
I don't think
easy.
I was spoiled. Some people would argue with her that I was spoiled.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because she was like very lenient. We were like more friends than we were son and mother at the time. But I think she did a good job.
You have siblings?
I have a sister. Yeah,
Older or younger?
younger. Yasmin.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned she was younger. Yeah.
She's 4 years younger than me.
Got it. Okay. It's the opposite of me and my sister. We got the 4 years older.
She's 4 years older.
Yeah.
How's that?
I got two. My second mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
that. I feel like that's the way to do it.
Pretty much. For
My
sure.
sister's 9 years younger than me.
And you're the third dad probably.
I don't know if it works with men like that way, right? Like
It depends.
Like
It depends
brothers.
of the dynamic of the family. Like me and my sister are more of friends
yeah.
than we are like older. Unless there's trouble,
Right,
Like
right.
there's take going on. Then like yes, I'm the older brother. I'm the man. And other than that, we're just homies.
Yeah. For sure.
But yeah,
Yeah, something about like the older sister, like that just assumes that like motherly.
She's the mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas guys, I feel like we're just like,
because I feel like they assign them roles when you're young. Like I've seen my cousin and my younger cousin, like they would make her study for him, like teach him math, and like she was kind of responsible for his grades at some point, and like I could kind of see why
yeah,
she would take the motherly figure.
right, yeah.
I'm probably your sister was the same.
For sure,
Study
yeah.
for you, cook for you, all these things.
Yeah, definitely.
Us men don't do shit around the house.
Yeah, girls are more responsible. I mean, it's just
To be honest, yeah. My sister is a lot more responsible than me. Yeah.
So yeah, you felt the the mental health issues kind of early on in life, and then you had like when you got into sports, did you still feel it while you were training and going through that, or did it kind of like it was kind of like your outlet and you didn't really think about it?
It was kind of my outlet to some extent until it became like kind of like my job, not just the passion for it. Like I think the beginning of like the worst depressive state of my life was when I did not qualify to Olympics. We have the most stupid in life. We have the most stupid in life idea about athletes. If they do not go to the Olympics, they are not good athletes. I won World Cup. I think I could be the only Egyptian in history that gets a gold and a silver in the World Cup series.
really.
But then still sponsors or like, or anybody would reach out to me like, but did you qualify Olympics? I'm like, no, so not.
Was it like a what?
No
like,
deal.
Like it's a stupid metric.
Jeez.
to measure
Yes,
success
it's
with.
a stupid metric.
I didn't know they had a World Cup for swimming.
Yeah, they do. That's what I won the 50 butterfly at.
Okay.
So there was 3 stops: Berlin, Athens, and Budapest. So I won gold in Athens, silver in Budapest, and I didn't go to Berlin because I had finals. I
So
know.
studious.
I know. It's so
Yeah.
it's so stupid. when
Wait,
you're
so
like,
you didn't qualify because of that? Or what
I
happened?
didn't qualify because the 50 butterfly is not in the Olympics. Why? Again, I think it's just something stupid. Yeah, it's weird.
Butterfly or just the 50 specifically?
Just the 50 butterfly and 50 breaststroke, 50 backstroke. But 50 freestyle is there.
So is your best race the 50 butterfly?
50 butterfly and 50 freestyle. But somehow I was not lucky that morning to make it to finals in the 50 freestyle and then can like swim again fast at night.
And it qualify like if you get a good time at the World Cup, it translates to qualification at the Olympics.
It's more of a standard. So to qualify for Team Egypt, you have to hit the A standard, which is the top 16 of the last Olympics, the 16th time of the last Olympics. So the 16th time in the last Olympics was 21.96. No, 98. So this is where I had to go, or I still have to go that. In the morning, there's a concept in swimming. It's called morning swim. Like you just woke up, you're not in like the best shape. You just get it out of the way, so you qualify to finals. So I went 22.3. The last person to get in finals was 22.36. I was 22.38. So I didn't get
seconds,
it.
yeah.
So I didn't get it to finals. But like I would say, me and this guy were kind of in the same shape because we went almost the same exact times during the 2 stops. So he went 21.97 at night. So I would like to believe that I could have gone 21.97 at night. and I could have qualified. But like, I believe that every player has its time. So
you're training now for the next Olympic trial, basically.
yeah.
Okay.
This is gonna be probably in February.
How's your training like? Like, what does it entail? Schedule? What type of stuff do you do?
It's kind of split up into like, it depends on like what time of the season, but it mostly consists of I don't do a lot of aerobic work. Just at the beginning of the season, just to like establish a good base, so I can like, most of my work is lactate threshold, a lot of lactic acid production, a lot of sprint work, power work, speed work.
Outside the pool, a good amount of training on ground.
Both inside and outside. It's all towards like, even when I'm in the weight room, if I lift heavyweight, it has to be moved fast. So if I cannot move it fast, I should not lift it.
Why is that?
It's just
Fast twitch muscle.
Exactly. There's no point of like getting bulky and big and like lifting just heavy ass weights for
Anything, it's counterproductive, right?
Yeah. It just makes you heavy for no reason. I think it hinders you more than it benefits you. There's a time and place for it though.
What about like for legs? Like, is that any different than the upper body, or is it still a fast move?
It's still fast movement.
Okay.
Legs do take more oxygen though from the body. That's why like it needs more endurance for it, I would say. But again, I swim like swim a very short race. My aerobic system contributes to like 5% of like, or like just 5 to 10%.
Mostly anaerobic. You're
yes,
sprinting all the time. Yeah.
Like you don't even take a breath during the race. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah. Like I'm fit. No, you can't, unfortunately.
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do lose time.
Interesting. That's crazy. Just a full 50-meter, no
Full
breath.
50 meter, no breath. Yeah.
I mean, that means you have to have some good aerobic fitness, right? To be able to take the 50 meters.
Yeah.
There's two phases. It's aerobic and anaerobic.
Yeah.
Aerobic uses oxygen. Anaerobic doesn't use oxygen. So,
But you have to have
the
the aerobic base to do the anaerobic. Yeah.
And how many hours a day are you training for typically in your season or in your peak time? Or
In the peak time,
like, take us through a morning. Like, you wake up.
so we have 10 practices a week.
Okay.
Okay. Morning and afternoon on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Actually, no, it's 8. It's 9 or 8 practices. Actually, 9 or 8. Most of them consist of like from 1.5 to 2 hours. Sometimes it's 1 hour only. It's a good day. It's 1 hour only. And again, it really comes back to like what is in the practice. What time of the season are we in the practice? Like towards what we call taper, which is like the deloading phase towards the end of the season. We would do less time. It would be more focused.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're, again, do you want to say something?
No, I was just gonna ask how are you a bit of a celebrity on campus? How's the feedback from the
on Notre
ladies?
Dame's campus?
Yeah.
Not really. I have not been there for a long time, and even during this semester, I've been traveling for a lot.
Yeah.
I went for like 3 weeks all over the Middle East, Europe region, and then I would either go see my friends or we would even travel with the team. So no, I don't think I'm a celebrity on campus. Maybe Louisville's campus though. They still have my picture right on the side of the pool.
Nice.
It was funny because it was through the McDonald's drive-through is here, and then the pool is here. So every time I would get something from the McDonald's drive-through, the guy would look at the picture and then look at me because it says national champion. I'm like, so am I gonna get free nuggets or what?
But literally about to ask you, did you get any free shit because of that?
No.
No,
He's like, I
he
can't
doesn't make
disclose.
money,
Bro.
and he can't even get free nuggets.
I cannot get free nuggets.
Quarter pounder? Did they give you like a free quarter pounder?
I wish.
The only question you're asking is about
It's kind of as extra benefits apparently. Dude, your
For real?
Yeah,
Oh
your
my.
coach cannot give you a ride to practice.
What?
Yes, it is extra benefits.
That's insane, man.
Rigid, dude.
So you were alluding to the fact that when like swimming was an outlet until it became your job, so it is like an added stress, right? So probably didn't help the depressive and like the states that you were in.
You're saying like when you don't hit certain benchmarks, it adds to the negative mental health. So it's like a double-edged sword, would you say?
I mean, there's a concept called identity foreclosure, where you like foreclose the identity of yourself to what you do. Or like, I think it's a good thing to have. That means you're a high performing individual.
Like I'm a swimmer.
Yes, I'm a swimmer. I'm not a human. I'm not a student. I'm not a friend. I'm not a dad. I'm not a brother. I'm nothing of these things. I'm a swimmer. If I'm bad at swimming, then I'm a bad person. You know, if I'm good at swimming, I'm on the clouds. And I think it's a good problem to have, but you have to learn how to manage it.
Got it.
Because that means you take what you do seriously. You have a good passion for it.
Right.
You know? But I did not really manage it well.
Yeah.
So it became like, you know, I did not qualify to Olympics.
Yeah.
I could not get sponsors, neither from Egypt nor in the States. Could not make money. I'm 23 years old. I'm still I'm 22 years old. I'm still asking my mom for money. And like, you guys are Arab internationals. You guys know how hard it is to get
30,
money.
and I still ask my mom for money. So.
Yeah.
But imagine asking your mom. Imagine asking your mom for money while she lives in Lebanon and she's trying to find a way to send it from Lebanon to the U.S.
Tough, man.
Yeah,
Tough.
exactly. And you know, I'm a man. I should.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
But you have your hands are tied in this situation.
Yeah. I felt pretty
Student
limited.
athlete,
Yeah, as a student athlete, I felt pretty limited, and I'm just like, nah.
A lot of stress. A lot of stress on you. You put a lot of stress on yourself to perform well.
Yeah,
And when it doesn't happen, you think that
and
you're
even
a bad
if you
person.
perform well, like there was one time I went home after we went to Abu Dhabi for World Championships. We broke the African record in a relay, which is like 1 by 1, you know. We broke the African record. We were 4th. Never happened in Egyptian history, you know. I went back home and I went to the club I represent, and I told them, I was like, I want more money, or you know, I want you guys to help me to get sponsored, or like I want extra money on the side. And then they were like, "Did you win a medal?" I was like, I was 4th. You know? Do you know the difference between 1st and 4th?
Right.
It's like half a second.
Yeah.
You know,
Jeez.
like,
But you weren't first.
no,
So
you weren't even 3rd. You were 4th. Yeah. Even if it's 0.01, you're 4th.
That's crazy.
It's the same thing. Like, I was seriously talking to a bank 3 weeks ago. Okay, they were super excited, you know, and then it got to the point like, yes, let's sign, and then they were like, the contract is ready. Just qualify the Olympics and we can sign it.
Back to that stupid metric
Again, yes. I'm like, dude, I could go to the Olympics, stick my finger down my throat, throw up, not even swim. And you will say I went to the Olympics. I will say I'm an Olympian.
Yeah.
I'm an Olympian.
Yeah.
And
Man,
it doesn't make any sense.
that's super high stakes, bro. Like everything is banking on those couple times where you have to perform. It's this margins of split seconds. That's got to be stressful.
It is stressful. And I think that makes it harder even to perform.
Yeah.
I perform the best when I'm like, just, you know,
Relax.
loose. I got nothing to lose.
Yeah, man. No, that's a lot of pressure for sure.
So it all kind of culminated when just a year ago.
Yeah. A year and 9 months ago, almost.
What happened? I mean, if you're comfortable talking about it. Like,
Yeah. I talked about it multiple times, you know. I don't know how to explain it. It was just, you know, there was a built up to it, obviously. I remember swimming at the conference, ACCs. It was in Georgia Tech Bowl. It was in Atlanta. So in the conference, I was like, I don't even feel happy anymore. I won, but I don't feel happy. There's no point of it. And then I started looking at, you know, when you're in a negative mindset, everything is just bad. And then I just started looking at it from that side. Like I told you, like, I'm not making money. I'm not making my mom proud. I'm putting more load on my mom, hurting all these people, all that, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, I took a decision. I was like, if this does not get better in a week, I'm going to take my own life. So, you know, I go through the whole week like I'm living life like a normal individual. Nobody around me knows I even went to practices. You know, I celebrated my birthday 3 days before I took my own life, everything. And then that night, I was hanging out with my friends. They were like, all right, let's get ready. We're going out. And I was like, no, I'm staying in. They were like, what's going on? I was like, oh, no, I have a friend coming over. They're like, oh, nice. Have fun. And then I texted the friend that was supposed to come over. I was like, hey, I'm going out with my friends. So nobody was home. I was alone.
The week hit, basically.
Yes. It was a Saturday night. And then honestly, I sat down in my room. I cried for a good 30 minutes. Because, like, you know, how do you get ready for that? You're about to take your own life. You're like, you don't know what to do. You don't know what to say. And then I did it. And then I sat in my room for like an hour.
Medication, right?
Yes. Until the medication actually hit. And then like I kind of like started losing feelings in my hand, losing feelings in my feet, you know. I can't stand up. And then I was like, okay, how do I rewind this?
Yeah.
Because I was like, it hit me out of nowhere. I was like, my mom is gonna wonder what she did wrong. I was like, I'm doing this because she's doing everything she can and make me live a good life. And then she's gonna wonder, like, how did I fuck up? How did I lose my own son? Or like my sister, you know, like, or my friends that just left out, and like they were texting on the group chat, like, hey bro, you won't believe who we saw at the bar. Like, this is so fun. Like, we're gonna tell you everything when I come back. I was like, shit.
Thinking about your loved ones.
Yes. And I was like, shit, they're gonna come back. I'm not gonna be alive. And then, dude, I tried everything. I like tried to throw up. I couldn't. I like tried to call 911. I did not pay my phone bill.
Are you kidding?
I mean, dude, I was about to die. I was, I was like,
a phone.
Yeah. I did do my last assignments though before that.
What a student, man.
I know.
You did?
know.
Why would you?
Because my motto during that time was like, I'm in the now, and like the then and there, you know, or like I'm now and here. What am I now? I'm alive and I'm a student. I got assignment to do.
That's a good mentality.
Yeah. And then I texted and I was like, help. I just swallowed a whole bottle of etc. to my friends on the group chat. Help me.
Is it through Wi-Fi, not your phone bill?
Yeah.
Okay.
You couldn't call 911?
I didn't try, honestly.
I think you can, even if you
really?
don't, yeah. Emergency.
Interesting.
Yeah, now you know. Hopefully you never have to worry about that. Yeah.
That's for everybody out there. You can still call 911.
Even if you don't pay your phone.
Yeah, even if you don't pay.
Even if you're a broke college student, you
yes,
can still call 911.
Yes. And
what was the reaction from
the group? One of them was actually out of town. One was shit-faced and trying to talk to his ex to get back with. But now they moved in together. I'm happy for them. And then one just started driving back immediately.
Yeah.
And he was the last things I saw. He like walked in the room. I was like very incoherent. I'm not forming words, nothing at all. My mouth was just, wide open. Obviously, he has no medical background, does not know what's going on. He's like, do you want water? Why are you not talking? What's going on? And he's like calling 911. He's on the phone with them. He's like explaining my situation. He's like, his mouth is wide open. His eyes are wide open. Like, he's not saying any words. And then she was like, can you does he follow your finger if you move in front of it? I want to say yes, but I can't even follow his finger. Wow. That's how much I've lost control over everything of my body. And then I think it was after that, it was just like flashbacks. There's a flashback of like a police officer being there, and then another flashback. Then I close my eyes and open again. There's like bazillion of them in my room. Apparently, he says there's like 8 police officers in my room, and then like 2 EMS professionals. And my athletic trainer actually came too, because I called him. He said I called him, and he was like, Alex, help me. He was like, what's going on? And then apparently I just hung up. And then the last things I saw is just, both of them crying in the background. And then apparently I was about to go in a seizure. So everybody just started panicking in the room. And then they say I stopped breathing while I was in the ambulance. And then my heart stopped when I got to the ER. There's a whole documentary on go-karts if you want to watch it. And then I was in a coma for a couple of days, and then I woke up, and that was one of the happiest moments of my life. I'll tell you that, because my whole thought process during that night was like, how do I rewind what I did?
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially like you said, for my loved ones.
Right.
It's such a. I mean, it was like a kind of a much slower process than like other, routes of like people jumping off bridges and stuff.
Yes, or like shooting yourself. Or
yeah,
anything like that.
exactly.
I saw the. Yes, it was a very painful death.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I tell people. I'm like, you're not just gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, and the regret, like some people that have, the one guy that I know that have survived, like jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge, for example, instantly as he jumped, he regretted it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And then he survived it somehow, but he was alive to tell the tale that this is what happens a lot.
It's always
that regret.
instant regret.
yeah. It is an instant regret. As soon as you feel it happening, nobody wants to die. Like they always say, like, you don't really want to die. You want to kill something inside of you. You don't know what it is.
Wow. Can you say that one more time?
You don't really want to die. You just want to kill something inside of yourself.
Just don't know what it is yet.
Yep. You just don't know.
And I
what it
also
is.
heard something on kind of like the after effects of suicide is suicide doesn't end the pain. It just puts it in a grenade and throws it to everyone you love.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, everybody was just so nuanced around me. They're on their tippy toes. I caught my roommates texting each other in a separate group chat. They're like, okay, we cannot leave him alone more than like 10 minutes. And I was like, this is how much of pressure I'm putting on these people. My mom started like just being super nice all the time. You're like, hey, do you need something? Do you need me? Like, she starts like sending me money without me even asking. And I know how much she works to get that money.
How was her like overall response to learning about it?
I think she was, honestly, she was one of the strongest people. She still is one of the strongest people that I know in my life. To like, for somebody to call you and tell you like your son, the one that's supposed to be your man, for like when he grows up, he like carry you in your
Star athlete.
yeah,
like
this guy that everybody wants to have a son like.
Yeah.
He might be gone because they called her while I was in a coma. Yeah, they're like, we don't know yet.
She has no way of getting to.
She could like, I don't know. I don't know if she even had a valid visa at the time, but she does.
Sure, it takes. You can't just pick up and go
Yeah,
to America.
It's probably like a game time decision.
After you thankfully survived, was she like, come home now?
No, honestly, no. She's pretty settled on the American dream, honestly. Yeah. Like the green card was her idea, not mine, honestly. And I remember when I wanted to quit swimming, which I like took a long break during that summer. Yeah, during that summer. I took a break from like March all the way to like August. She was like, I don't think you should quit. Like it kind of like pays your bills. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even get nuggets.
Exactly. I was like, no.
Yeah.
But I think she was holding up really well until I arrived home, and like this is the only time I saw her like break down crying when she saw me again. But other than that, I think she was really holding on strong.
It's tough for mothers, like when you get sick or when things like out of their control happen. You're so far away. It's really hard on them for sure. Yeah.
So,
Well, just kind of like taking us through like since like from when you woke up, the initial feelings. I know you said it was relief, but like how from there on, like how you got back to yourself and how your journey to where you are now.
Honestly, it was a very hard journey to get back into like, living life like a normal human being. I went through all the phases, honestly. I went through the party phase, the I don't give a fuck phase, like the I almost died, then I need to live phase, Like I said, I took a break from swimming, so all I did was just party. I did my assignments and partied.
Yeah.
I did my assignments just because I'm a student, And then getting back into swimming, I was like, I don't like swimming. But there's something in me that was like, I need to keep swimming. I don't know what it is.
Nemo.
Kind of. Yeah. I'll find the way. Yeah. If you keep swimming, you probably find the way home. You know.
Yeah.
And it was a very long process. I tried medications, different doses of different medications too, this, that, all these things, until I broke the national record in Egypt in December. Yes, past year. I remember I just got out of the gym, and then they were like, "Come time trial." I was like, is it really worth it? They're like, yeah. I mean, you're not going to lose anything. I was still hairy. I did not shave. I put on a suit.
Wait, does that actually make a difference?
Yes, it does.
Come on.
It does. It does.
The hair?
If you're
Aerodynamics?
yeah.
Is that it's so little?
No,
he's
because
talking
it's not.
milliseconds.
No, it's not the hair. It's the first layer of the skin.
Oh.
Yeah, because when you remove the first layer of the skin, it opens up for oxygen. So it makes you.
Oh, so it's not weight, or it is. It's your buoyancy.
Kind of, yes.
Interesting.
Yes, that's what they say.
You're more like porous,
Yes,
basically.
that's why we shave everything: legs, hand, chest, back.
Wow.
It's like a shave party.
Just like I said.
Yes, exactly. Just like I said.
For different reasons.
Yeah.
Does it help with the running or just swimming?
I don't know about. I think some runners do shave too.
What about walking?
Speed walking?
Speed walking, yeah.
Honestly, bro, that's an Olympic sport. I want.
It is.
That's my retirement sport. I think. Like I want to get into that.
Imagine
I don't know.
We're not all 23 and in our prime, I'm thinking like speed walking might be a good way
Competing
to
with a
take it home.
75-year-old.
Yeah, bro. Those hips, bro. Hey, tell them about. Tell them I did 7.
He's pretty fast when he speed walks for sure.
I was 7 on the treadmill walking. Yeah, I'd be
Yeah, that's
speeding.
fast, honestly.
Yeah.
So
I don't fuck with treadmills.
No, me neither. To be honest,
Neither, bro. Fuck
I think it's funny that people drive to the gym to run on a treadmill. You know what I mean? You could have ran there.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Honestly, it makes it is making sense.
so much sense.
Well, I'm telling you, brother, we have the deep conversations on this podcast, bro.
But I have a question, bro. Like, you just said that, piggybacking off of that.
Yeah.
What if, like, chef, like Gordon Ramsay, his favorite, wants to, like, order food? Does that make him, like, what? If you want to order food, just cook it?
Yeah, for
in fact,
sure.
some days you just don't want to cook your own food.
But I get it. It's like you're a bartender, and somebody else make you a drink. Yeah, it makes
A
sense.
barber cutting his own hair.
Right? Yeah,
I always
that
felt
one's a bit tough. I think.
Yeah,
I don't know
bro.
if you. Can.
Yeah, that would be really like.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
These mirrors and stuff. But so you said you ended up not liking even you like realized again like I don't like swimming. But did you have a new motivation to like
Was there a
get
thirst?
those to get those goals even though like you just survived like a suicide attempt? Did it change your outlook on?
I also interrupted you. You said like you did the timer.
Yes, and I broke the national record. Yes, I broke the national record, and then this is when I realized I was like, okay, I'm kind of good at this. I should not be like quitting right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least let's see where I can. How can I get better into this? And like that time, for example, was top 30 in the history of the sport.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, like I should. And then when I got back to the States, I was like, okay, how do I get, how do I get the motive?
My brother in Islam. Come on.
My brother in Islam. But it was like, okay, I like this, but I don't have the motivation to like do it every day. How do I fall back in love with the process, not just the destination?
Yeah, the results.
Yeah, and that was a tough part. And I think honestly, what helped that time, I broke up with my girlfriend. Well, she broke up with me because I cheated on her, and and that was
That's like your homie Tiger Woods. Let's go.
That's why he's like.
And that's
everyone
why-
makes mistakes.
no, honestly, it was a wake up call. It was a wake up call. It was. I think it was a reminder for me that okay, I cannot get away with everything in life. I have to get slapped in the face, and it was a wake up call. And
This was
then-
after or before your attempt?
It was after. It was in January.
Got it.
And then I was like, okay, I need to get back on track for everything. I met a new therapist, Royce. Shout out my boy Royce. Love you. And then Royce is a very Christian, African American man. You know, very disciplined. He was in the Navy.
Yep.
He was in the Army too. So he knows all about discipline and sacrifices for
David
greater.
Goggins type stuff going on.
Honestly, yeah, but he's a lot bigger than David Goggins. I think he can take David Goggins so easily.
Oh, don't tell David Goggins that.
I'm
Yeah.
just,
Stay hard.
dude. I'm just saying.
He's like, I'm gonna break both my shins and still beat you up.
Okay, that
Yeah,
it's
that guy
debatable
will,
there.
that guy
I'll
will take
run-
his
I'll-
shin and beat somebody up.
but
with
Royce-
it. I don't know.
I'm gonna run 200 miles and then beat your ass.
Royce's shoulder is bigger than Omar's head. I'll tell you this.
Really?
And Omar is fucking big.
God,
We know that
dang,
Omar is
that's
big.
a big
We know
shoulder.
Omar is big, but Royce's shoulder is bigger than
Do
his
they have a
head.
picture?
Of Royce. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to
Royce.
see that.
Yeah, we should set up a wrestling match.
But yeah, I'm down.
Rolls Royce.
I'm 260 though.
260 though.
260 though.
This guy's the Arab Bradley Cooper.
Bradley.
Oh, you think you can take me? I'm
Bradley
280.
Cooper. Yeah.
Bro, but I'm 314, so
There's Royce, bro.
There's a difference between.
65.
He's 3.
I'm 350.
I thought you said you're 260.
No,
He's
I'm
making
just-
fun of Bradley.
Oh, got
this-
it. You're
this is
315? MashaAllah.
This is Royce. Yeah, this guy.
He's like, he's small.
He's a little shorter than me.
We see.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'4". I'm trying to find a better picture of Royce. Royce, free advertisement here.
Yeah.
Mental trailblazer.
He's like, show him the
Okay.
best most shredded photo.
Troy will send you Royce will send
He's
you
the
an
one in the
invoice.
red hat. He's big.
He looks. I mean, he's
He's the
wearing
shortest
like
one
sweater.
of all the people in that picture.
They're all like 7 feet tall in the
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, like, so
So I cut all distractions.
yeah.
And basically what happened is like we were leading up to ACCs, which is our conference. And I've always wanted to win the 50 free at ACCs because I've technically won. We won ACCs as a team. We won ACCs as relays. We held the ACC record as a school, but then I did not win individually ACCs, not a single time. So this is what I wanted to do, and also you get to speak. Like they give you a headset and you say something after. So like I was praying the night before. I was like, God, if there's anything I want, I just want to prove to myself that I can get back into a good shape after because I didn't believe it even myself. I did not believe you can get this down bad and then come back and win again. I mean, and ACCs is something kind of trivial for some people, and even kind of like looking back at it for me, I've had an ACC record, but this kind of meant something different coming back after a very deep down.
Meant a lot more.
Yes, yes. And then when they put the headset on my head, man, I was bawling my eyes out like a little girl that just lost her puppy. But it was, for me, it was more of now I just need to send a message to the world. Like if you're struggling, or if you struggle, if you even went through it and had a suicide attempt and you think you cannot get back into, having a good life and winning in life again, you're wrong, because I'm here and I'm telling you you're wrong.
Yeah, man.
What are we doing with our life, man? He's over here.
Yeah, winning championships and ACCs and NCAs.
Well, and just inspiring the world, but that's what you got to do when you're blessed with a platform and you work really hard for it.
Exactly.
And then what was the journey from that to the speech you gave about that you received some backlash?
Yeah, what were the timings between the two races? You won the ACC.
I won ACCs in February, and then the World Cup was in October. Yeah.
So okay.
Shortly after, not too long.
Yeah, it was 8 months.
8 months after.
I mean, two different causes, but
Yeah, for sure. But it both goes to show that, alhamdulillah, obviously, that, everything worked out the way it is and you're healthy and everything. And the fact that you went from that low to being able to have a platform to speak to others that might have been struggling about mental health, and then to be in a position where you can be a voice for our people, I think is enough significance to say definitely what you did was, not the thing that was supposed to happen to you. And like, there's a reason that you're still here with us, and there's an impact that you're making. And I think it's just the beginning of it, to be honest with you, bro, because it's only up from here, I think.
I hope so too.
I personally think nothing is a coincidence. I think like all the hard times when your back was against the wall and when you tried to do what you did, and then all leading up to this moment, it gives you the tools to be able to inspire millions of people going through the same.
Yeah,
I believe you can inspire millions.
Yeah, man.
And in February, you're gonna make the Olympics.
I hope so.
Inshallah,
I hope
man.
so.
You will.
It will be ACCs again. It will be ACCs again.
The third time will be the charm, huh?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, man. I mean, my mom saw you. I told her you're coming on the podcast. She's like, "What? The swimmer that gave the speech?" Like, people have seen your name everywhere, bro. So,
Yeah.
Bro, and it's mashallah, like it's inspiring to me because there are other people with like 50 times more eyes on them in terms of like social media following, and they didn't even say words, any words. I'm not gonna say any names or anything.
No, I will. Mo Salah.
And like,
What do you guys think of his little speech that he did?
If you zoomed out from behind it, there was a guy holding a gun next to his head.
Honestly, man, I
He's
don't
like-
It's
know.
a weird little video, wasn't it?
Got
Yeah,
113 million views.
Yeah, he did a video.
but like you did this, and I don't
Seems so-
see why nobody else can.
Right.
But
Because
again,
it's- yeah, go ahead.
I cannot judge. I cannot judge him because I had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I don't have millions of sterling pounds in my bank account that I'm, scared somebody take away from me, or and have billions of dollars invested in me. That your morals are really tested when there are some things on stake.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I could have. I would love to think that I would have said the same speech even if I have billions of dollars invested in me. I would love to think that.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know, so I cannot really judge him.
I think you would have, bro, because I don't think it's as much like how much money you have. Like, you had stuff at stake. You had your international student in America. Like, you're not making the money yet. You want to make the money. It's hard enough already to make
It's
money.
like literally shooting yourself in the foot. But
Yeah.
God has other plans.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's what I hate about people attacking me recently. That I just got the show and hopped on the trend and then hopped off it. I was like, if you have 2 ounces of intelligence in your brain, you would understand that this if anybody looking from the outside, they'd be like, this guy did the most stupid thing that he could ever done. Because like, if you think about it, if LeBron James talks about politics, at the end of the day, he's an American citizen. He can do whatever he wants. The worst thing that can happen, one brand will drop him and then the other brand will come in as a savior.
Right.
I'd be like, no, we will take you. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But me, the first thing I did when I landed, they were like, hey, can I see your passport? Yeah, come follow us.
Here in the States,
Yes.
the Federales.
No way. Already?
It was not the Federales. They said they were not the Federales.
That's exactly what
That's what the
feds-
Federales say.
No.
Don't worry, we're not the Federales.
Fed boys. We're not doing
Turns
that.
out they were.
They were
Narrator.
Honestly, I don't know. I didn't think I did anything wrong.
Right.
I just went with the. It was not. I was not like technically arrested or it was an official interrogation. They just, they went through my stuff. They took my phone. He went through my phone. I don't think he found anything because there's nothing to find.
Just nudes.
Probably.
in the speedo.
I'm just kidding. Just a lot of pictures of me speedoing, flexing.
Right, yeah.
He's like, all right, you're
yeah.
free to go.
We're gonna
then
put
he
them
was
on the
like-
screen for our
Yeah, but
female
then he was
viewers.
like, but then he was like, obviously there's a lot of things going on in the world, and we know that what he said, like Israelis are after you. I'm like, if you know that, why are you telling me not doing
the
something?
police,
bro?
the investigator.
So wait, so they were doing this for like your protection, possibly?
He said that
I
Israeli.
would like to think so.
Yeah.
I actually said that.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, well, thanks for telling me, but I don't know what to do with this information.
Yeah,
Right.
And then he was like, yeah, you thought this would go worse than it's going. I was like, no, because I did nothing.
Like leading questions like that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, I see what it is. He's probably trying to like
Get something out of
milk
you.
some.
Yeah.
Like
Because
a
you
pure
can't,
sauce.
can't play the player.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I mean,
Can't play the player.
Because you were trained by the Mukhabarat, right?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I'm not saying by anybody. This is one of the questions he actually asked. He was like, have you ever received any
I was
military
built by
training?
this shit. No.
He was like, have you ever received any military training? I was like, no. He's like, have you been offered military training? I was like, no.
Like, bro, I go to Notre Dame. I'm on the swimming team. Like, ask
I was like,
about
I
me.
wear a Speedo. I go back and forth like an idiot for 4 times a day.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
Or like when I saw the statement from the Israeli Swimming Federation that I'm a threat to their national security, I was like, if a guy in a Speedo
Yeah.
that jumps in the water like an idiot, trying to touch the wall before everybody else, that's the stupidest thing that you can ever do on your life. If you really think about it on a
I'm
like
gonna
a
edit
very
a photo of you
Yes.
flexing threat to Israel's national security in the speedo.
please don't. I was like, what kind of national security do you have if I'm a threat to it?
Literally.
Oh, my God.
Literally. It's crazy, bro.
The Iron Dome can't hold him back.
Yeah. But it was funny.
this,
Weird.
so that's a great segue. Apparently, Egyptians are the funniest Arabs. Is that true?
That's what our viewers
Come on,
think.
bro, tell them.
Honestly,
I'm not
I
gonna
think it's
defend
true.
ourselves
Yeah?
that much.
I think it is.
I think
Leish,
we
leish.
think it's true.
Leish.
Yeah, because like I was born and raised in Egypt, and throughout all the years like that we lived, actually, because we all are like almost the same age, and we've all been through almost all the same fucking
Yeah.
like bullshit going around.
Yeah.
And throughout every period of hard time, the Egyptian people, I'm not gonna tell you like the people that have money and that can travel and do everything, but the people that have nothing, throughout all the hard times, they would always find the humor. They would always joke about it. They would always make it funnier.
Yeah. Right.
And they would all come together. Like the amount of meme pages
Yeah.
that were born during like really tough times is massive. bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I think we were the first people to start making memes about COVID.
Really?
Like,
I think so, yeah.
yeah, like the whole world is dying, and like people think
Egyptians. How
it's
do we
like
make
a
this
Resident Evil situation, where like the
Yeah.
world is ending and people collecting resources and toilet. How about toilet papers? We need to really talk about that.
man.
Like, why did people collect fucking toilet papers, bro?
Everyone thought
Because
they
they
were
don't
just gonna,
use.
I couldn't wipe my ass.
They don't have a shatafe over here. So they have no other choice.
Exactly. I was like, bro, take a fucking shower. Why are you collecting toilet
Yeah.
paper? And what are you doing with all this toilet paper?
Right.
How many assholes do you have?
asking
But yeah,
the-
but then
the
Egyptians
days.
are on the other side were just making jokes out of it.
Meanwhile, in Egypt, they're just sitting there. Yeah.
Memes.
Oh my god.
During COVID,
Smoking arguile.
Argila,
No, in the coffee
hookah.
shop, yeah.
Yeah.
في القهوة.
لا لا you took the last flight from London.
Yeah.
I was on an emergency flight from DC.
Oh, wow. From Moscow?
It was an emergency flight.
DC to
Right.
Moscow?
Everyone
From DC to drum roll. They gave us a paper. Well, they gave us a paper while we were about like the line, the queue where you put your bags, they wait, and then they give you
Yeah.
your boarding pass. They gave us all papers, everyone that was on that flight. It was an Egypt Air flight, and it said, and I quote, "I," and then you put your name, "hereby authorize the Egyptian government to take me anywhere and have me for any amount of time."
Wow.
Signature.
Jeez Louise.
Bro, I
That's
saw
their-
that shit. I was sign it. I was like, I'm not gonna sign that
That's
shit.
their quarantine rule?
Yeah. I call my dad and I'm like, what's that about?
Yeah.
And then he tells me where they're gonna take us. And I'm
Hurghada? Did you take
Marsalam.
Marsalam? I know some people that went to Hurghada. I was like, why are you complaining, bro? You went to Hurghada?
It's
a free trip.
It was like a prison, bro. Like
Yeah, they said it was not good.
bro, it was like in the middle of nowhere. The area is not even fully built yet. The airport literally had no sign, bro. Bro, and then the meals.
The pilot was probably like, I mean, it
So
looks
you went
like
to
an
jail,
airport.
like you went to prison. You went to prison. You went to prison.
Can't you get there when you land? You're like, "What's that? طيب?" Just hand him something and just, like, let you go.
It's like, can I get my one phone
I
call?
didn't have the something to give him, bro. I had no cash. Like it was like I just had my card, and they don't have cash app.
Yeah. But
Venmo?
the bribes in Egypt go a long way, though, huh?
Okay, I won't say it's bribing. I would say
It's
Egypt.
idea.
No, Egypt is
أيوة.
Egypt is a big favor system. It's a it's a recycling of favor system. Like I know Talal knows Assad, and Assad knows Omar, and like it goes that way. Let's say Talal works at the DMV, and Assad works at the Social Security office,
right.
And then Omar owns a bar,
Yeah.
and then I own a swim club.
Right.
You three need to coach your kids for free.
Yeah.
You come to me.
Right.
I want to skip the line at DMV.
Yeah.
I call you.
Salam.
Yeah. And then we all want to get shit faced a Saturday night for free. We call Omar.
Right. Yeah.
And then it goes like that.
Yeah.
This is how I see Egypt, and I think it's beautiful.
Yeah. No, it is a.
You want to win the Olympics? You come to me for the
Coaching.
For the steroids.
the juice.
Dude, I was telling,
Asir.
dude, I was telling Assad earlier. I was in this what's called regular testing pool, where I had to submit something called whereabouts. So like if I'm here right now, I would have to submit that I'm here from like 8 to like 10:30.
Got it.
And like where am I sleeping?
Wow.
Where am I sleeping? Like am I sleeping at Omar's? Or I'm sleeping at Talal?
Sounds like a crazy girlfriend.
Kind of. Yeah.
And this, you still have to do this till now?
No, I got out of it.
Got it.
Alhamdulillah.
Got out of the relationship.
I got out of a relationship too.
Which
I'm single
I think
now.
we're
What
starting
made
to wrap
you-
up here.
What made you cheat?
Yeah.
Damn, Jude. Tell the spicy question. Tell us the spicy.
What's funny is that I think this podcast actually broke up his just most recent relationship too. So I'll just say that this trip, this travel,
No, honestly, not really.
Oh, that's right. You're currently.
he was.
What
I was like
ended
to
up
ask
happening?
you.
How come you had to go back to not to Kentucky?
Yeah, we broke up.
You did?
She broke up with me. Dude, I went to sleep. She was apologizing about... So I liked the girl's picture a month ago.
Oh my god!
I swear to God.
Jeez.
I swear to God. And
Was she hot?
The girl that I liked the picture?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why else? It was a Halloween picture, so you know what was,
Halloween.
you know what was going on.
You don't gotta say no
You
more.
already know what it is.
Unfortunately. Astaghfirullah.
Cat.
أعوذ بالله.
أعوذ بالله.
فعلا Halloween هنا it's like
Alhamdulillah, this year I was not here for Halloween. I was back home. I was doing Umrah. Alhamdulillah.
much better use of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have
yeah.
Halloween in Saudi Arabia, I don't think.
I mean, honestly,
I mean, recently, I bet.
They
I bet they
changed.
do.
Yeah, I
bro,
keep
it's
forgetting.
something-
Probably for Riyadh. Yeah.
Just crazy because الرياض كانت يعني أكتر مكان متدين and now it's like
Really?
I don't know what's going on. What are they holding against the people that don't talk, bro? Like, there has to be something.
This guy's gonna get us in trouble. I'm telling you.
He's the first
Only
line of
few
defense
Allah,
too,
bro.
but
Yeah.
he's the security. But we could start to wrap this up. But I just also wanted to we have these contentious like arguments sometimes, especially about like what I wear. He's like my clothes police. So Speedos, haram or not?
It depends, because it's a very controversial
Yeah. So
topic on my Instagram. I'll tell you that. Like I would do a educational video about how to wear paddles or how to use a snorkel or anything, and then people would leave all of that and be like, "Astaghfirullah al-azim, ilbis حاجة العورة. Astaghfirullah al-azim, مش عاجبك." Yeah, and then they were like, "How are you not ashamed for yourself? Like going out there and you're like." Your thighs are all over the place. And I'm like, dude, like I'm not here to like flex my thighs or like,
You're
it's
here to
not.
flex your
I'm
thighs.
not. No, the thing is
Yeah.
like you're leaving the main.
context-based.
Yes,
It's context-based.
you're leaving the main purpose. If I'm modeling for a Speedo company, I don't think that's the right thing to do. If I'm wearing a Speedo because this is what I have to wear to practice, then
But technically, can't you wear the longer shorts? Or
dude,
isn't that a thing?
they get saggy and draggy
Slow you
and
down.
like yeah.
Do you have
Except-
to compete like at the races, the actual races, do you have to be in like a speedo, or do people?
No,
wear-
we wear what's called a tech suit.
Okay.
But it's basically made of like a very yes, it's elastic material. Like if you see a tech suit before I put it on, you're like, there's no way you will fit in this. Like there's no way you will fit in. It's like so tight. It's so tight.
Like this, bro. It's a
All right,
Yeah.
send me
Not
one.
even. I'll send you one. But like you
You
cannot.
wear it to fucking come to the coffee shop next time. Don't send anything.
A Giga suit.
But yeah, it's like constricts the blood flow. Like it has like this rubber band at the end of it to like prevent. Like people think I can just wear that,
I see.
plus if you wear it out, you can only wear it for like 4 or 5 times before like it loses its buoyancy and like all these things. And it's $500.
Wow.
I'm not gonna wear one for practice.
So your other choice would be a
Speedo. Yeah.
Got it. So do you think like it's basically excused in that regard, like من ناحية دينية يعني, because it's like you have no other choice basically?
I've never really asked a scholar about that. I think I should. I think I should because I don't want to give out misinformation.
Yeah.
But I believe I'm not. I mean, there's also a verse in الأعمال بالنيات ولكل امرئ ما نوى. You know, I'm doing this with an intention of being a better person and being a better athlete. I'm not doing I'm not when I'm putting on the speedo. My idea is practice. I'm not putting on the speedo and be like, all these women are gonna be watching me and my abs and then come feel it. No.
Yeah. But then someone could say, but for social media, you could.
Yeah. But then
Blur it out or something.
Yeah, it's that's the
black
idea of like
Bars.
it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Like I'm a swimmer, I'm gonna take pictures while I'm doing my stuff. Like a gym coach would take pictures while he's lifting. You know, a tennis player would take pictures while he's playing tennis. Why can't I do that?
It's funny. I actually looked it up because we're gonna hopefully have Samir Banout on. He's 1983 Mr. Olympia, Lebanese Mr. Olympia. Anyway, I see him at the gym all the time, and I thought to myself, I was like, I just Googled, are steroids haram? And of course, like changing your body, but like bodybuilding and it's the explosion of it in the Middle East was interesting. But I looked into it. A lot of people train and become really like successful bodybuilders, but don't compete because they have to be in the
speedo
or like the very tiny, bikini type suits. So it's an interesting.
What do they call it? It's a thong.
Posing trunks or something.
I believe it's a thong.
Yeah. Those ones. Kalot. Yeah.
Kalot بتاعك.
Yeah. But boss, بما إنه we have some experts on the topic in the room, we want to ask you guys, as the representatives
of Egypt.
Did aliens build the pyramids?
Fuck no.
Man. No.
Fuck no.
You guys
We did
built
that.
it, right? It was Omar.
Abu Tariq built the pyramid.
This motherfucker's like this guy and you.
Yeah, exactly.
The stone on one shoulder.
Yeah, exactly.
Each stone is like almost as big as this table, and they weigh like 2,200 pounds.
I will say, if
it's
someone will do it, it's Egyptians, man. If someone will do it, because like in Jordan, like a lot of the people that come to work in like construction and stuff, a lot of them are Egyptian, and those motherfuckers will carry anything, bro.
Holy fuck! Hieroglyphs are just memes. I just fucking
ancient memes.
And you guys were making memes all the way back then. That's crazy. I just put 2 and 2 together.
But here's the thing. Why is nobody questioning the pyramids in Mexico, bro?
We are. Why are they flat? Like that?
I don't care. I don't care. But nobody says, "Oh, the aliens built
pyramids
it."
in Mexico.
See,
Since when?
no, they do have pyramids in Mexico.
Really?
But you don't think they
Aztec pyramids.
No, I don't think it's aliens.
How did they do it then?
How did they do it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I remember watching a documentary by Zahi Hawass about it, but he's one of the biggest Egyptologists ever.
Got it.
I think he is.
Got it.
He's the Egyptology daddy.
And he explains it pretty well. Like
I think so. Yeah,
how
I
it
think
wasn't
you can look it up.
aliens.
Yeah, he's like, and he reads through the ancient roll ups and stuff.
Got it. Sounds like you're just covering up for the aliens, if I'm being honest with you.
I mean, dude, if I'm on the alien side, I would love it.
Yeah. For sure.
Just
Was there? No. Go ahead.
تفضل.
something that I really love about what happened recently in the midst of all that is that the younger generations, I'm talking like 12, 13-year-olds, 14, 15, they're they got like a fire in their heart for that case, and they're talking about it and they're learning about it and they're
For which
being
case?
proactive. Palestine.
Oh yeah.
I think they just
We
got
can end on that. Yeah. real
yeah,
quick,
they got an overall better sense of awareness. Like I was really concerned for this generation.
Yeah.
They're all they're doing is TikTok dances, you know, going live on TikTok and asking people to like keep tapping and stuff like that.
And it turns out this generation is going to be the one that actually frees Palestine. So
I hope so. Yeah.
They're definitely more like connected to the world. They're more informed than we were at their age. Like, is that?
I would want to believe I was informed, but like, I feel like they're also like you'd see a lot of the startups in the Middle East are like or like the little small businesses are now more with this generation than it is, you know, the older generations like me and Alma. You wouldn't see that much between us. You'd see like a little bit in the younger generation, and like I'm really happy and proud for that. And it's like it's one of the reasons why I started talking about religion more. And I got heat for it honestly the other day from a talent manager, who's not my talent manager, but he was just telling me,
Bro.
Some random guy calls you.
Guy.
yeah, he was like, you just talk about religion all the time. You're an athlete. You should just only talk about swimming. I was like, athletes are a source of inspiration. If I'm talking about my journey with religion and how I want to inspire, you know, people to get better with it,
Yeah.
because you know, this is a different generation. They're way more exposed to a lot of things that we were not exposed to at all. All these things that are happening in the world, all these changes, the new rules, you know, all these new ideologies that were never there
Yeah.
when we were growing up,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And I believe it's kind of like a moral obligation, like you said. You have a platform, you use it in the better way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with that.
yeah, and I think we're definitely going to have you on again when you have more time in LA, show you around. And after you win first in the Olympics, holding the Palestinian flag on the podium,
Yes, sir.
it's gonna change the world, man. And just like
hope so.
you've done a lot, and I think you're gonna keep doing
I hope so.
some really big things.
You like the idea of like pan-Arabism? It's the idea that Arabs should have a collective national identity, like instead of being split into different countries, like we're all. That's what Gamal was a big proponent of. Yeah,
I don't think so.
you don't think so? Lay.
I mean, not to get political, it's just the idea
no,
of
I'm
like
saying that we're talking German.
we have different cultures.
Yeah.
You know? We have different ethics, morals. I mean, not vastly different, but
Right.
like it's a different culture. It's like kind of thinking like all countries are Africa are the same.
Yeah,
And like it's not.
yeah,
You know, we have different traditions, for example. There's traditions different even in places in Egypt.
yeah.
So you cannot like just mix all these people
Right,
and
right.
have like
I think we should have our own identities, but also just figure out a way to work better together. I think.
Yes.
that's a
Yes.
that's a
That
better way
much
of
is
looking at it.
clear.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
yes.
Because
Any group of people, I think that's just my whole message to like all humanity is just we all work a lot better together. It's just, you know, I think the only time when the world was kind of all together was during COVID.
yeah,
Because everybody was like, how the fuck do we fix this?
Right. Yeah.
Somebody fucked us up.
Yeah.
But we need to fix this. So we like kind of, you would see Egypt sending aid to the US and the US sending aid to like whatever. And then Germany sending a hospital, you know?
Yeah.
And everybody like kind of worked together.
That's
there was,
true.
you know, there was no differentiation of like
Yeah.
religion,
So-
politics.
So
Right.
you
literally,
know?
we need aliens to come and invade, so that we
Yes.
have a
common
united cause,
enemy.
Yes,
common
yes.
enemy.
So we all be
Yeah.
like, you know, but I feel like some people will still sell us out.
Probably
Yeah.
the same
like
ones
those damn
that,
leftists.
Same ones that started COVID, right?
I don't know who started COVID.
No, man. Yeah, it's
But
true.
it's kind of
during-
like, have you guys seen Transformers? The Dark Side of the Moon. When the human basically sold them, he was like, "Because I've been like serving the Decepticons for my family served the Decepticons,"
Yeah.
and he thought he's gonna survive because he's like serving the Decepticons.
Blasted.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like they always lose in the end.
No, you're right though. Like during COVID, like there was that idea that we're all in this together. We're all going through the same thing. Even I remember like seeing celebrities start to post about COVID, it's like, oh shit, they're human too. Like they're part of this world that I live in. You know, they're not just in this like realm of their own. So I think there was a collective identity and a collective trauma. I think that we're still like dealing with. Like people are more weary now and shit like that.
Everybody had their reasons. I mean, some people were like, we're really struggling. We cannot make money because we're not working. Some people were like, dude, I want to travel and have fun. And then somebody else like me, which not really. I was like, I want to get back into swimming and I want to go to the pool.
Right, yeah.
You know? But yeah, wink, wink.
Could you swim? Could you still practice during COVID?
You technically could, because you cannot transform it through water. Yeah, because it's a lot of chlorine, dude. The amount of chlorine in the water will kill.
As long as you stayed in the pool, you'll be fine.
Yeah, the amount of chlorine in the water will kill everything probably that you breathe in.
Yeah, that's kind of what sucks about swimming, because like I've gotten into like natural products, and like even my soap, I don't like it to be too abrasive. My cousin says I'm a bit of a hippie, but I just like to be organic.
Organic?
I live in LA, bro.
Why aren't the Olympic pools salt water, for example?
Yeah, like that would be much better. That chlorine.
Salt water?
Yeah.
Saltwater pools. Is there a reason why they're not? Is chlorine versus salt? I
think
scientific reason.
I think it's just
easier
infection.
to manage.
Yeah. And it's easier to manage. Like there's a lot that goes into it.
Okay, so you're saying like it disinfects
It's not just
everything.
it's not just chlorine. It's chlorine. I know in Arabic.
If you try to like dive, okay, I feel you.
I swam in one pool actually that had bromine instead of chlorine.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, damn. What happened?
I mean, the water was salty. I'll tell you that. It was salty and a little acidic, but it was in Morocco.
Bromine alak.
And on that note,
That's why Egyptians are funnier. That's why Egyptians are funnier. You stick to free Palestine. Let us do the jokes.
Got it. Yeah, man, you guys run Hollywood in the Middle East.
Yeah, kind of. We kind of do.
Yeah.
Pallywood, as they say.
Hollywood?
Oh, it's easy.
Dude, a girl on my team asked me the other day. She was like, "Do they have Bollywood in Egypt?"
What?
I was
Swipe
like,
left, yeah.
And I was like,
X.
yeah. I was like, nah, that's in India.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, we could talk. We definitely needed part 2 for sure. But yeah, I mean, again, so glad we were able to make this happen, man. Again, we wish you were here for longer. We're about to go get some shawarma.
Yep.
And
some shawarma. I haven't had shawarma in a very long time.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
and hopefully it's well worth it. So
yeah.
Thanks for watching episode 9 with Haridi, Abdulrahman Al-Arabi.
Thanks for having me, guys.
all right,
Keep swimming. Just keep swimming, baby.
Just keep
just
swimming.
keep swimming.
Salam alaikum.